areas and sent temperatures plunging.
Much of the storm now has moved off the East Coast, luckily. There is still some lingering snowfall across the Northeast, but it's not really, doesn't look like it's going to amount to a whole lot besides maybe a few inches in places, particularly across like Maine and eastern Massachusetts.
Allison Santarelli at the National Weather Service says dangerously cold temperatures will be around for a while. Parts of the South, including Nashville and vicinity, are dealing with severe icing, bringing down trees and power lines. Hundreds of thousands are without power, and thousands of flights have been canceled or delayed. With Democrat senators vowing to oppose funding for the Department of Homeland Security, a government shutdown looking increasingly likely at week's end.
6 of the 12 annual spending bills for the current budget year have been signed into law. 6 more await Senate action. If senators fail to act by midnight Friday, funding for agencies covered under those remaining 6 bills will lapse, triggering a partial government shutdown. Last year, Democrats pushed the federal government into a historic shutdown over Obamacare subsidies. After a record-setting 43 days, they finally agreed to a deal that reopened the government and postponed the subsidy fight. Ken Lorman reporting.
Anti-ICE agitators are ramping up their protests in Minneapolis following the fatal shooting of an armed man by an ICE agent. On Wall Street this morning, the Dow futures are down 8 points. NASDAQ futures off 68 out of this morning's opening bell. More on these stories at townhall.com.
This is Dennis Prager for AmFed Coin and Bullion. There's something about the feel of a gold coin in your hand and the way the light reflects off its intricate details that has always captivated me. Nick Grovich, AmFed's owner, turned that same passion into his livelihood. Nick began collecting coins as a teen, and that interest grew into a nationally respected business offering only the finest quality coins at the most competitive prices. But the truth is that although Nick is a rare coin dealer, he doesn't believe in rare coins. Rare coins do not make sound investments, but they do make dealers a lot of money. See, that's part of what I respect about him. AmFed specializes in buying non-performing numismatic coins and turning them into gold or silver investments that provide liquidity and perform competitively against the market. Whether you're buying or selling, call 800-221-7694. That's 800-221-7694. AmericanFederal.com.
Some Iranian proxies are threatening to attack a U.S. aircraft carrier that's heading in the direction of Iran.
Yemen's Iranian-backed Houthi rebels have threatened new attacks on ships in the Red Sea corridor. The move seems to support Iran, which is concerned about the USS Abraham Lincoln, a U.S. aircraft carrier, approaching the region. The Houthis released a video showing a vessel on fire with the caption, "Soon." President Trump said the ships were being moved just in case he decides to take action against Iran. But Iranian Defense Ministry spokesperson General Reza Tlaib renewed warnings Monday to both Israel and the U.S. over any possible attack. I'm Lawrence Brooks.
There has been a ferry disaster in the Philippines. Some sort of technical issue caused the vessel, carrying more than 350 passengers, to list, tossing people into the water. At least 316 rescued, 18 confirmed fatalities. News and analysis at townhall.com. Gunmen have opened fire at a soccer field in central Mexico, killing at least 11 people, wounding a dozen others. The attack happened Sunday at the end of a match in Salamanca. 10 people died at the scene. Another died in the hospital. A woman and a minor were among those wounded. A local mayor calls the attack part of a crime wave and is asking President Sheinbaum for help. The state prosecutor's office is investigating and coordinating with federal authorities. Overall, Mexico's government says the country's 2025 murder rate was the lowest since 2016, although analysts caution that the numbers may not fully reflect the country's epidemic of violence. Judges at the International Criminal Court have ruled that former Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte is fit to stand trial. Duterte faces charges of crimes against humanity for his alleged involvement in killings during his war on drugs. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The demolition, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy frosty Monday, everybody.
Snow-packed and icy, and finally your name is apropos.
Yeah, snow day.
Mike Winters.
There you go. Dun, dun, dun.
Swept in. Yeah, quite a quiet weekend. I was commenting to a friend. I went 3 places today, over the weekend. My couch, the bathroom, and one time yesterday to Alsos. Only thing I did this weekend.
Yeah, I think a lot of people hunkered down. It was, I guess, the blessing that getting the storm was over the weekend, which means most people didn't have to be out.
Yeah.
That was helpful. Still blistery cold out.
Indeed.
Roads are icy and snow covered.
Not a lot of scraping or sanding out there happening, at least not yet.
Although I would say Main Street was in better shape than I anticipated.
Yeah, Main Street, I think just because on the basis that it was just so well traveled, or has been better traveled.
But there is pavement, at least, well, this morning in the 5, 6 a.m. hour, there wasn't, the north end was still. But as I got more downtown, I noticed more pavement there. But yeah, it's if you don't have a 4-wheel drive, probably shouldn't be out and about today. If you don't have to be out and about, no reason to, then don't, because it's the roads aren't great out there.
The good news is it's basically like a bonus weekend day for most of you because all the schools closed today. City services are either closed or on a 2-hour delay.
Yeah.
Let's see. It looks like Travis County administrative offices are going to be closed today. The municipal landfill is going to reevaluate whether they're going to be open today. They were open, or they were closed yesterday. And the rest of the city of Roswell is on a 2-hour delay for city services. Eastern Mexico Medical Center's outpatient and ER is open. Otherwise, the hospital is closed. George Gandy Insurance, Chimera, Eastern Mexico Medical Center and University, Eastern Mexico University Roswell, that's closed today.
Well, yeah, they're on remote or virtual learning. Same with the RASD.
Travis County Joy Centers are closed. The Visitor Center are going to be closed, as well as Reineke Medical and Chiropractic.
Yeah, it's stuff we've seen out there.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty much if you don't have to go out, don't. But with the cold temperatures, matter of fact, right now we're still in a freezing fog advisory through 9 a.m. today, an extreme cold warning through 9 a.m. this morning, too, which our high today is 27.
But the sun is supposed to come out, and yesterday it only got up to like 24, but with that sun being out and having that direct kind of
there was some
UV,
drippage.
There was a little melt.
Yeah.
Now, granted, that all froze back over last night.
Right.
You said we kept saying 4. I was checking my phone this morning. It was 0.
Zero.
It bottomed out. 0 with a real feel of negative 15.
Yeah.
Is what it said. So.
Well, right now it's saying 4.
Yeah.
With a it doesn't have the real feel on this one. Sorry. It minus 16 Celsius.
There you
go.
want
to send minus 16 Celsius. Huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's humidity's at like 88%, and winds are out of the north at 5, so it's going to feel a little colder out there. But yeah, they're saying today areas of freezing fog this morning before 9, sunny with a high of 27.
Ooh.
But wind chill values as low as minus 11.
Ouch.
North winds at around 5 miles per hour, shifting to the south this afternoon. So it's going to be cold today.
It is going to be cold. It is going to be windy. And hopefully by like tomorrow midday, and then I think Wednesday, I think we're back into the 40s. So it should all start to dissipate at least a little bit.
We will get above freezing tomorrow, 37.
Yep.
So that should help. So I imagine be listening in case they announce any delays or anything for tomorrow. I'm going to take a guess will be some delays, but I don't know. Maybe it'll be closed, but I don't think so. I get a feeling there'll be a delay tomorrow.
Probably a bit of a delay tomorrow.
Like a 2-hour, maybe. That's a guess. I'm guesstimating. I have no idea.
And yeah, if the roads start to clear up and actually we get maybe a few vehicles out there to kind of scrape or sand or do some stuff, I mean, there's a good chance we'll have some kind of education tomorrow.
Yeah. But today is virtual learning day, so get into your notebooks or your packets, whatever you're supposed to be doing. Do that. My wife, but she was like, yeah, they get packets at the beginning of the year, and that's what, at least for elementary. I'm guessing older grades get stumped different.
Well, for example, Rhiannon's in 7th. She got a inclement weather packet, which has like a few days worth of just random work.
It's got a corned beef hash.
It's got a survival ration in there.
Some Tabasco sauce. Some chiclets.
Just enough toilet paper. And then weirdly, a 2-pack of Pall Malls, which I thought was, I respect. No filter.
So did you bust into your MREs this weekend?
I did. I opened one.
Yeah?
Mostly just because of for the snack aspect of it. It was it was like a breakfast thing, but they had like a link sausage thing. That's why we in our text group over the weekend, somebody I think it was Gene sent out, you're the commander of an elite star fleet. Your ship is named the USS The Last Thing You Ate. Mine was USS Ration Sausage. So yeah, I had a little bit of that, but I felt bad about it, but not that bad about Saturday before everything got real nuts.
Yeah.
I did order a pizza. I had a pizza delivered. So I felt bad about it, but I did. In fairness, it was from the pizza place that I ordered from was literally just one road, and you're at my house.
Okay.
So it wasn't that treacherous, and I did tip a lot. So I think that was justified.
Yeah, I'd be curious. Was people door dashing this weekend?
There were a few, and they had a $2 inclement weather charge.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So and they said that goes to the dasher. So what's funny is I tried to order from Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
I got directed to a call center.
Wow.
Like some dude in like Kuala Lumpur was like ready to take my card info. I'm like, I think I'm going to go to Domino's. Can order through their app. Feels safer.
Wow. All right. Yeah, that does sound odd.
Mm-hmm.
Can I provide you excellent service today? I just want a pizza.
He's like, okay, your card number whenever you're ready. I stopped. I was like, are you at the store? He said, no, sorry, I'm from a call center. I'm like, okay. He said, if you don't feel safe about this, you can pay in cash. I'm like, no, I cannot. So another place it was, I guess. But yeah, all in all was pretty good. Was able to kind of get caught up on a few things. I did watch Skyscraper live, finally.
I did not watch. I thought it was on Friday night.
Yeah,
so
it was.
No, Saturday.
It got delayed.
Oh.
It was a weather delay. It was supposed to happen Friday night, but because of weather.
Because I went there looking, and I was like, hey, where's it at?
Me too. And it said on there Saturday. So because they moved it just because of the weather.
I just thought I got the dates wrong.
I will say he made it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you didn't hear, or else you'd have heard.
Well, I saw all the clips online of like various ones of him climbing to the top. A few people like were having like watch parties in various buildings inside or rooms inside the building, and so there's like you could see him from the inside walking, and people like waving at him, and he's waving. And
there was one. It was funny. You could see inside the window. So like at one floor he gets to, there's just like there's nothing in this room except for 2 boxes of reams of paper in the corner. And then by the time he got to the 60th floor, his wife was there, and she's all waving at him. He waved back, but it's like I need these hands.
Right.
The complicated parts though was he climbed. I think they said it was the 12 dragons.
Okay.
So on the way up, the
those little statue deals.
There's these dragons that are supposed to be like peace, providers or whatever. The whole time I'm watching this, I'm thinking he doesn't have to do that.
Right, there's ladder things.
He could keep doing what he's doing, which, in fairness, the climb itself, like on those non-dragon floors, looked pretty simple.
It looked like a ladder almost.
You could kind of like dig your fingers into it. Now, granted, I'm not going to try it.
Right.
But he looks like a man who's, and having watched him do the El Cap.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people were saying that was scarier or more treacherous.
Well, that's what a lot of people said. This was kind of not a big deal for him.
Right.
Like in terms of what he does.
But he said he's always wanted to, like the skyscraper was always like on his top of his list.
It's a notarized thing, a different thing.
But the dragons were kind of sketch because they weren't any like actual like ledges. They were just,
right.
outposts or
statues.
He made it up those. The part that got me was right near the top. He gets like past all the floors and he's climbing
that little dome,
the dome thing to the spire at the top. And there's a part where he has to kind of like let go essentially to reach the next place. And so he has this bag with his hand sand,
chalk or whatever. Yeah.
And so he sands up and then he lets his other hand go. And this dude is just hanging by his legs on this, like, hunched up, and does both his hands and then makes the grab. It was insane. I was on the edge of my seat at that point. He's going to fall.
Right now? Of all the points. Yeah.
Exactly. So, but yeah, no, it was a fun watch.
Yeah, well, I didn't watch it live, and because I was going to Friday, and then, like I said, I was like, man. And then Saturday, I was into something else, so we didn't do it.
I didn't watch it live. I watched it like on a 30-minute delay. So the certain parts of it I was fast forward. Because obviously they weren't just going to show the climb the whole time. There was a lot of like cutaways.
Right.
Here's his story.
Yeah.
Let's find out more about his wife and yada. I'm like, okay.
Because it takes... What did it take him, like an hour and 45 minutes?
Yeah, about an hour.
From ground to top. Mm-hmm. That's actually pretty quick.
It's not...
All things considered, and that's a big building. So
it is not a low feat for sure. But it was an intense watch, but he made it out, and who knows what he's going to climb next. But I'll be there.
I kept seeing all kinds of stuff like apparently he has something in his gene that he doesn't experience fear like other people. People are talking all kind of mess online about. I don't know if any of it's true, but it's kind of funny just to hear. It's almost like back in the day, Marilyn Manson's got a rib removed. It was like that kind of talk.
Well, and the other one that was talked about a lot when I was a kid was Paul from the Wonder Years was Marilyn Manson. It never lined up. It didn't line up.
Yeah, it never lined up. Yeah,
but that was always the rumor.
Real quick before just kind of get into the show and all that kind of thing, I do want to get an update from Jocelyn on over this weekend. Of course, the warming centers were in full operation over the weekend here. I'm assuming we'll continue to do so over the next couple of days here during weather. I just kind of Jocelyn, you got a second? Just I've kind of update on what you guys need and. Oh, she's on the phone. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I didn't know you were on the phone.
I will say,
my bad. I'm sorry. Sorry about
Carrie
that.
Carrie put up a post that the Salvation Army is back open. They'll be open until I think 6 tonight.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, they are open. I haven't seen any updates.
Okay.
So, but we are open probably till Wednesday.
Wednesday we're looking at right now.
So
okay.
we have extended it because we looked at temperatures yesterday, and originally it was going to be today at 10 a.m. But there's no way that we can send people.
Yeah, tonight's another overnight low of 8 Tuesday night. So by Wednesday night, we're at least 14. We're in the teens.
Yeah. So unfortunately, like it's kind of on volunteers. Like we were really limited this weekend, and
hopefully now that the weather's starting to thaw a little bit.
Yeah, I think during the day it's going to start to melt off, and it'll just be nighttime temps. But this weekend we were kind of we had a lot of non-volunteers because people couldn't get out of their driveway.
Right.
So it ended up falling on
the people that were there that
were there, but they also couldn't leave.
Essentially.
Yeah. So
they were also residents.
Yeah. Basically 24-hour residents the whole 72 hours at this point.
Yeah.
But yes, so we will be open Wednesday at the latest.
Okay.
Again, we need volunteers, please, if you can get there.
And it's at Westminster Presbyterian Church there. It's
2601 West 4th.
4th, yeah.
Right behind Champion Motorsports. And just south of Enchanted Lands Park.
Yes. And then, of course, like you said, Salvation Army is doing the overnights here. They're on College.
I don't know if they're going to be doing overnights. I know
They
they're
may
going to
just be doing
open.
daytime.
Just during
they're
daytime?
open until
Okay.
6 p.m. tonight, I think.
Okay. And I imagine they're offering food and things while people are there.
Right,
too.
and we have breakfast, lunch, dinner. Shout out to Crazy Town Cooking. They've cooked all weekend
Nice.
over there.
We'll support them when
Yes.
it is all done and
Yes.
said and
They
done
have
there.
basically went in and said, "Oh, a kitchen. We can't have our truck out, so
That's
let's
awesome.
care." And they're really awesome. They put what we had together and made some amazing meals for those people. up
That's
there.
awesome.
So,
Well, appreciate
yeah.
that. Yeah. Well, remember that, folks. Those,
yes,
when it
please
comes,
support them.
next time you got a hankering for some food and you're on DoorDash and you see that Crazy Town Cooking, give them
For sure,
give them a try.
They're really awesome this weekend.
Yeah.
Still, so and everybody that's brought donations, we were able to survive the winter and saved 40 lives this weekend.
Wow. What's needed right now?
Yeah, I'm sure you could probably use some resupply.
Yesterday we had a shout out for blankets and pillows, which everybody brought. So
Good. So we're covered there.
Abundance with blankets and pillows. We were able to have them take showers.
Okay.
Now.
Nice.
So we got all kinds of body wash, stuff like that.
Okay, so
I think we're pretty much good.
Okay. If you continue on to bring warming clothes, socks, coats, that's always in demand.
Socks, especially because a lot of feet got wet.
Yeah, I would imagine.
One thing we're noticed is these guys are coming in, well, girls too, but sweats because again, people are coming in wet.
Mm-hmm.
We're
Sweats are
limited
warm.
on pants.
Yeah.
Shirts we can kind of make do, but we have people all kinds of different sizes in there. So and they come in with wet pants, and of course, when you want to take a shower and
put wet pants back on,
pants back on,
kind of defeats the purpose. It feels like.
So that's kind of the biggest thing is just getting these guys like some kind of
dry, warm clothing. Yeah, sweats and so pick up those. They still make like the whole suit you could get that comes with sweatpants and sweatshirt, like a little
I have one.
Hanes package. Yeah, grab a couple. Grab a couple of those in various sizes if you can, and do that.
Men's underwear, women's, because like I said, they're able to take showers, kind of get cleaned up and stuff. So
Good deal.
That's kind of the main thing right now. Everything else is good.
I always say if you can, and grab socks, grab wool for these folks because wool is one of those materials that are even though wet will still provide warmth. So and like you said, socks are getting wet constantly. At least if these get wet, it'll still serve the purpose of providing warmth. So
That's true.
I know they're a little itchy.
I was gonna say, plus if your feet get itchy, get your hands something to do.
There you go. And get some woolite on there, right? That's what woolite's supposed to make it softer.
Shout out to everybody that's helped us this weekend and.
And
Pecos Valley Medical was transporting people all weekend, picking people up, dropping people off. She looked pretty rough yesterday.
I imagine. Well,
but
when this is all over, I hope we can get some vacations for folks.
Yeah,
here.
well, I'm waiting for February.
It's not going to happen here, but But folks, if you can keep helping out, like I said, they could use some more volunteers to especially relieve the ones that have been kind of locked in all weekend. Reach out to Food Not Bombs, Roswell on Facebook, with many hands on Facebook.
You could even call Tom at Westminster. He's kind of maintaining. I think we're trying to find volunteers. Christchurch's Lonnie's going to try to see if he can get people over there. But we need people to work those funky shifts that nobody wants. The 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. is the most crucial that nobody wants to work, but that's the ones that
I know you exist because I was among you at some point. There's a group of us that's our creamy time. That's our time to shine, baby. 4 a.m. I did it for a few years. I know that.
Yeah, that is
feeling.
I found that's the hardest shift to cover is people hear 4 a.m. and they're like,
well, even people who say, "Oh, I didn't sleep last night." You're asleep at 4.
But it's the easiest shift because everybody else is asleep.
Yeah, so you're just occupying time.
Yeah, you're just kind of manning a desk. Basically.
Yeah, you're there on your phone probably, and just kind of
So it's a hard shift, but it's not a hard shift.
Get you a big cup of coffee and your phone, and you'll be all right.
Power through. You got this.
Depending on how big your coffee is, a pee break every now and then.
But a huge thank you to Food Not Bombs and to all the volunteers and to everybody who's helped out because, like you said, 40 lives were saved this weekend, and that's amazing.
Well, we went from having no place a week ago to several offering up their facilities, so we're greatly appreciated. And Roswell does what it does. Rallied and helped out. Now, we ain't done yet. We got work to do. And we got through the weekend, but we got a couple days here to get through. And so keep checking in on each other. Keep checking in on those neighbors and things, especially if we start to thaw out a little bit. If you can get out a little bit, check on those folks that were shut in this weekend, just making sure they're doing okay. Things
well,
like that.
and even yesterday or Saturday, we were telling people, don't drive unless you have to be, absolutely out there.
Right.
I mean, there's a few wrecks I saw this weekend.
And based off what I was seeing online, most stores and things were closing up anyway yesterday. I think like fast food chains were open, but pretty much any local restaurant or any store or local business was pretty much closed. So
but just be safe if you have to be out there. It's still slick.
Yeah,
it's still icy.
Yeah, if you got the day off today, enjoy. Stay home.
Get things delivered if you can.
Go rewatch go rewatch the football games.
Maybe not that. Man. We're trying not to depress people.
I know Bronco fans.
Yeah, that was a rough watch. I will say this: now that the snow's kind of had a chance to fall and refreeze, real good packing snow now. So if you want to make a snowman or snowball fight, today's the day.
Today's that day. All right.
A lot of virgin fields out there too.
Yeah. go taint them.
That's right. Taint those virgins. Fields.
All right. Let me give you the rundown for today's show. No guests. Even if I had some, I don't think they're going to. Yeah, they're not going to come in today. But we're going to replay our interview with Don Weld from the Alzheimer's Association back on the 19th. He joined us. I'll play that here in a few minutes. In the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to replay our interview we had on the 20th with Elliot Rodriguez from Loan Depot. He's always talking good advice when it comes to becoming a homeowner. And then Matt Bristol, another guy giving us good advice. He joined us back on the 12th. We're going to play that interview for you here at the 9 o'clock hour. Before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and talk with a meteorologist about your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty cold today. We have that high pressure system over our area. We'll stay in the mid-20s for the afternoon high, and we should get sunshine. Overnight, 0 to 5 above and partly cloudy, maybe some fog. Fog in the morning on Tuesday, and then sunshine and not quite as cold. We'll make it to the mid-30s. Looks like mid-30s on Wednesday and sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 4 here in Roswell. Humidity's at 88% with winds out of the north at 5 miles per hour. Freezing fog advisory through 9 a.m. this morning. Extreme cold warning also through 9 a.m. this morning. And like you said, mid-20s or 27 for today, 2 overnight low tonight. So going to be chilly. All right, 7:28. We're going to take a quick break. Your Roswell Livestock Report also in there, which their report is there's no auction today because of the weather. So all that, and then we'll get you to our interview with Don Weld. Don't go away.
Attention. They've done it again. For 3 years in a row, Roswell Hyundai is the #1 used car supercenter in New Mexico. Whether you're in the market for a large truck, a super high-end luxury vehicle, or an affordable car for first-time buyers, the Roswell Hyundai Used Car Supercenter has one that fits your needs and your budget. So if you're looking for the best deal on your next vehicle, head for the #1 Used Car Supercenter in southeastern New Mexico 3 years straight. Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd. Get ready for the funnest night of the year in Artesia. The Artesia Arts Council presents the 2nd annual Dueling Pianos fundraiser featuring killer keys. It's an all-request, high-energy battle of the pianos where you pick the playlist. Join us Thursday, January 29th at the Ocotillo Performing Arts Center for a night of comedy and music that supports art education and cultural programming right here in our community. Tickets are limited. Reserve your seat now at ArtesiaArtsCouncil.com. That's ArtesiaArtsCouncil.com. See you at the
Looking
show.
to start, continue, or complete your higher education journey? Join the more than 5,700 current Greyhounds on their journey to student success. Eastern New Mexico University offers the most affordable higher education degree in the Southwest, and New Mexico residents can go to school tuition-free with the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship. With online or in-person degrees, ENMU is the right choice for you. For more information, visit enmu.edu. ENMU, student success, that's what we're about.
Get a built-in look with a Whirlpool flush mount dishwasher that installs flush with the surrounding cabinets at Bush Appliance in Roswell. A third rack provides space for silverware and hard-to-fit utensils. Plus, this dishwasher meets ADA standards for acceptable design. Shop Whirlpool dishwashers today at Bush Appliance in Roswell. Who you gonna call? Bush Appliance. Stop by 111 West Country Club Road in Roswell or call 575-622-6390.
Artesia General Hospital presents seasonal wellness reminders for you and your family. This time of year brings cozy sweaters, warm meals, and a few health challenges. Start by preventing colds and flu. Get vaccinated, wash hands regularly, and avoid touching your face when you're out in public. Find balance in holiday eating. Fill your plate with vegetables and lean proteins before reaching for the sweets. And fight dry winter skin by moisturizing often, staying hydrated, and running a humidifier if your home feels dry. Small choices add up to a healthier, happier season. These healthy living reminders are brought to you by Artesia General Hospital, ready to help take care of you and your family.
Good morning. This is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. No sale at RLA today. We will be selling next Monday morning. We appreciate the business. We thank the good Lord for the moisture, and we'll talk to you next Monday morning. There will be a better day. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
The octopus and the squid both have 3 hearts. That's why they eat so many Tums. Here's Mike Winters.
Officially in studio, Don Weld wearing his Alzheimer's Association hat this morning. Good morning, Don.
Good morning, Mike. How you doing today?
Doing great. Of course, last week I missed you, but last week talking Bitter Lake and all that stuff.
Yeah, we got that.
But this week talking Alzheimer's Association. I know this is because you think the walked-in Alzheimer's there in the fall. Usually it's at 1st of November, right around that time. We're months away from that, but we're really not in terms of planning and organizing and all that.
It takes all year to plan all of this stuff. We have regular meetings. We get together. We plan out how we're going to get sponsors and donations and teams together. So we got to do all of that for the next 8 months here.
Yeah. So if you're interested in getting involved, it's not too early to start creating teams and form.
Give me a call.
Talking to your friends, and if you want to form a team, or if you want to start contributing to some formed teams, because I'm sure there's teams that are just every year they're like, "Yep, I'm the team." Like you have your team, and it's you keep the band together every year.
We try to. Yeah, we got to keep moving forward. So, and then this year, like any other, is we've got to just get it going and keep things headed in the right direction.
Absolutely. So if you're interested, please go to alz.org. You can always go to that website, and I think there's a thing you can just type in Roswell, and it'll take you right to the Roswell page, Roswell Walk page, and gives you all the information, dates, times, if you want to sign up your teams, and start raising money. And if you're looking for the tools if you want to share on your Facebook or whatever social medias to drum up support, they've got all the links and all the things you can do that stuff to kind of help raise money through your social media and all that.
That's right. So. And we already know when we're going to walk and where.
Okay.
That's the same place as last year.
All right.
November 7th, Saturday. Again, I got to be there about 7 that morning.
Right.
Somewhere around 10 o'clock is usually what we start. It kind of warms up by then. And it'll be at Rusty K again.
This is 2 years in a row now that you had
yes,
Rusty
this
K?
will be the second year there. It worked out real well last year. That's a nice facility.
Sure.
Right across from the wool bowl.
Yeah. Plenty of parking. Plenty
of parking. So we got everything we need.
And it's relatively visible. Not courthouse lawn downtown visible, but pretty visible.
And you know that there's good and bad about doing it at the courthouse. There's a lot of visibility, but that can also be a danger.
A lot of traffic,
and we try to do our walk and do
a lot of hustle and bustle there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially if you're dealing, if there's some folks that are there that maybe are with dementia or Alzheimer's, and so
they wander right out.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of
or some of them are
distractions and
disabled physically as well, and they can't get around that well. At Rusty K, we've got all of that. Much better.
A little more amenable to that kind of stuff. So year 2 at Rusty K Complex. So start putting those teams together now.
Yep.
As we say every time here, I feel like we're
almost there.
We're there. We're going to see someone in our lifetime.
I keep hearing about all new things coming out.
Yeah.
This and that, slowly we're getting better.
They're going to beat it. I feel like someone in our lifetime is going to be able to say, I'm reversing the symptoms. I'm beating Alzheimer's. I'm beating dementia. I'm beating this stuff. And the medicines, the research, everything that the walks and everything that folks have been doing for so many years have really given people much more quality of life with this disease.
Yep.
So if you diagnose early, people can live 20 plus years with quality life, with proper treatment and medicines before, they start seeing what eventually happens to everyone with dementia and all where everything starts breaking down and all that stuff. But 20, 30 years ago, you get that diagnosis and you may have a year or two of quality of life, but then it goes down quick.
It was there, yeah.
And
that's what happened with my wife.
Yeah.
It didn't take long.
Now they could,
once we knew,
they could live a good hunk of life, 20 plus years,
without a whole lot of loss.
Decline. Yeah.
Yeah. The decline isn't there.
Unfortunately, it all ends the same right now, but that's why we keep walking, so we can change that.
Yep. We're going to get there. I'm just trying to look up some other things about Alzheimer's, but right at the moment I can't find it.
So, right when you'll find it about 10 o'clock this morning. So.
Yeah, there you go. When I'm at another meeting somewhere. Oh, that's what I wanted to tell him. Mike.
but we just want to, it's now more than ever is a great time to support even. Obviously, a lot of the folks that are volunteers and are part, Don included, were directly impacted by this disease. Yep. A loved one, spouse, parent, sibling, they've all dealt with this in some way, shape, or form. Most of them. And if you are dealing with that kind of stuff right now, don't forget there are resources there. I know we keep talking about fundraising, but if maybe your doctor just recently diagnosed something here for yourself or someone in your family, please reach out to the Alzheimer's Association here, especially with a new diagnosis. There's a lot of questions, a lot going on. The doctors will definitely help you through that. But if you want more people that can know exactly what you're going through and can help you and can kind of help navigate you through this process. And to be honest, the later you get into this disease, the more help, if you're the caregiver, the more help you're going to need as this progresses. There's going to be times where this is going to consume everything in your life, and you're going to need to tap into resources so you can take care of yourself, but also take care of your loved ones.
And the Alzheimer's Association is built for that. We can either direct you to or provide that help, especially for the caregivers.
Absolutely.
Because it almost killed me trying to take care of my wife.
Absolutely.
For that time. But luckily I got through that and survived it. So please, if you're having a loved one who is showing signs of dementia, have it verified through a physician, and there are plenty of physicians who can do that. And then contact Alzheimer's organization and see what can be done to help you as a caregiver.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's a lot of resources in place, a lot of, and especially if it's the early diagnosis and the medicines where you're still preserving quality of life here, there's still those resources to reach out, talk, and, when to, to help see signs and things. Cause I imagine, with the support groups and things, a lot of the members have gone through these or going through these stages. And so when you're going in new to this, don't go in blind, go in with some of that experience. Well, when you see this usually means this, or, in my experience, we had great times doing this, not so much success here. There's a lot of resources to tap into to kind of help just navigate to really make, and there is strength in numbers. When you get hit with diagnoses like this, when your loved one, to be honest, you probably almost prefer you would get the diagnosis on yourself than a loved one in this situation. Like, I gotta be honest, I wish, I don't want to, I would never want to wish this on anybody, but I would rather I would rather be like, take the burden on me than do. And so and this is kind of what you're talking about with your situation. You know, this is a disease, the disease of the family, where the family almost deals with the struggle more than the actual patient itself.
Correct. Yeah.
Unfortunately, the patient isn't always there. It's not right. Right.
Yeah, they don't recognize their own problem.
But this is the part too, where you know, especially if this is like a parent, a mother or father, someone that's been that nurturer for you your whole life, and they get to that phase where, you know, every personality trait that you know from them changes. They, you know, they're cold, harsh. They're, you know, that's the disease talking. Right. And this is where the support group can help, because people that have been your rock your whole life are now
dependent on you.
Yeah, but they're even treating you like they would have never treated you before, and you sometimes don't internalize that as, no, that's the disease talk, and you take it personally, and it's again, it's hard not to. When they're saying some hateful things, and you start thinking, well, was that resentment from all these years of something we've been, your brain goes into 20 different directions. At the end of the day, no, it's just the chemicals aren't firing up there, and this person is literally has no mental awareness of what they're doing right now. And
sometimes those reactions from that patient are an effect of a total life. And they may not be directing at you. It may be something that happened with somebody else entirely.
Sure.
And it's just been redirected at you.
Some kind of maybe regret they had or something over a big, I wish I'd gone for that job or whatever. And they've kind of turned that anger towards you.
That's right.
Somehow in their head, it's your fault.
That's so please don't, if you have somebody with a dementia type, don't blame them for what they're giving to you at this time.
But it's hard.
It's hard not to. But, and that's why the Alzheimer's Association.
And that's why you need to talk. You can't do this alone. You cannot do it.
You've got to get to the Alzheimer's group and let them guide you and help you with taking care of that.
And not to mention, especially when you get to those later stages, and you know, turning over those rocks to find various resources to take care of, whether it's like a visiting angels type deal or hospice type, whatever it is that kind of allows you to, you know, let them take care of day-to-day stuff so you can get out and take care of your day-to-day stuff every once in a while. You know?
And Alzheimer's can provide you with that.
Absolutely.
A relief day.
Yeah.
Let you go do what you need to do.
You got to recharge your own batteries. You got to live your life too.
Go get a massage and whatever. Yeah.
You know, it's unfair that your life defines what happens here sometimes too. You know, you have just as much right to live their life as they do, and so you've got to. And I know it don't feel that way, and it's, you know, especially if it's a spouse or someone that you've really, you know, you're each other's rock for so many years, and I know I'd be the same way if I'm. You know, my wife was in this situation. I'm the caregiver. I'm not giving up brain to anybody, but my brain does know deep down I got to, but it's really hard. Someone's going to have to tell me not to. You know what I mean? And even though I know now, when I'm put in that situation, hopefully I'm not, but if I do, I know I'm going to react stubbornly, because that's just how I roll.
That's right. You love that person so much that it's difficult to let go of those reins.
Yeah, and so that's why you need those outside sources.
You definitely do.
Yeah.
And if it comes down to that point to where you just can't take care of that person anymore, maybe you have an obligation to earn a living or something of that sort. There are facilities available. Be very cautious when you select one of these places, but there are some good ones out there who will take very good care of your loved one in those final. And the further that disease progresses, the more and more difficult it is for an individual to take care of them.
Absolutely.
So
because
that's where you need professional help.
You're dealing with not only the mental and emotional side, but the physical motor skill side too.
That's right.
You know, you might physically have to carry them and put them in places. And
that's right.
Not all spouses or loved ones are equipped to do that, especially if your loved one's a big guy.
Yeah, that's true too. And not only that, they may not, because of the disease, they may not want you to move them physically from place to place.
Sure.
They're going to balked and fight against it.
I'm going to take a guess. If they were stubborn in their normal way of thinking, that's tenfold as a person
and it comes back even
dealing with
harder.
dementia. Yeah, because I know my id, and I could easily see me be that problem.
Yeah,
not intentionally. I just
it's
know.
just part of it.
Yeah,
part of your life had been that way. And remember that your loved one may be that same way.
Absolutely. But that being said, please, if you're dealing or new to this or wanting support, or maybe you've gone through this and you're kind of on the other side and you're thinking, maybe this is where I pay it forward. I can get back and maybe help
somebody else.
Help somebody else as a volunteer. Yep. Always looking for more folks to be a volunteer. Now, that being said, you could have no one impact your life and still be a volunteer. If you want to help out and do all that. I mean, obviously, when we get into some of the support groups and stuff, you're probably not the best equipped to help there. But certainly in raising money, raising awareness, organizing these events, putting people in touch with those resources when they need it, that would be a great way to volunteer and be a part.
There you go.
And then, of course, just signing up teams and coming out and walking with us here in November. And it's a roller coaster of emotions. It's a lot of fun. It's a good chance to meet up with friends and things. But we're celebrating victories and we're mourning losses, and that's also part of the event too. So,
and remember that during this walk, we embrace a caregiver bringing their patient with them to the walk.
Mm-hmm.
We want to recognize these people, and maybe we'll have that one person who would come in. They're feeling the effects of it. They're progressing, and then here comes the med that reverses it.
Absolutely.
This year, they've got dementia. Next year, they don't.
That would be amazing.
And we would love to see that. That'd be our white flower.
And we're close to that. Like, that's why I keep saying the research is there, the breakthroughs they've had. There's, like there's stuff that's in clinical trials and testings that they're very excited about right now, like the game-changing type stuff that's going on. And as soon as they can get to the point, through its clinical testings and the sample, all the things that they got to go, and this thing becomes available to the masses, it could be game-changing type stuff.
You know it.
Yep.
And that's what we're looking for. We're hoping to find that.
Not to mention, I imagine if they're looking for the test subjects and things, which, plugging in through the Alzheimer's Association is a great way to say,
there you go.
My family member would be a great quote unquote guinea pig for this.
There you go.
For this.
That person may not be the one that recovers from Alzheimer's, but the work that you do with that person may help someone down the line.
And this medicine may give them that positive thing where it gives them that 20 years or start seeing, them get better before they get worse. And that's I would imagine every family member would cherish that moment to have one more day or one more time with that loved one in the way they know them and remember them. So.
Yep.
ALZ.org is, again, the resource for if you want to find everything. And then when you get there, you can find the Roswell walk there. We do have there is a local Roswell ALZ Facebook page that you can go to.
That's right.
Just ALZ, Roswell NM. You should find it pop up pretty quick there. And there you can follow, ask questions, and Don or one of the other members will definitely reach out to you.
If you want, you can just give me a call.
Okay.
Everybody know my number by now. 575-495-3325.
There you go.
And so maybe I can help you find some of the resources that you might need. And if you have that kind of resources, maybe you could become a sponsor.
Sure.
We're always looking for new sponsors. So.
Yep, always new sponsors leads to more
new teams,
more ways to help people that are in need here, help people succeed while they go through this arguably probably the toughest part of their lives.
And you want to help out? Give me a call, and I will guide you to our next committee meetings.
Yeah,
when those come up, etc.
You guys meet monthly right now?
About a month or so. I was just trying to remember when our next meeting is, and it's not that far off. Let me see. That's February. The 16th.
Okay.
February 16th. And I think it's going to, don't quote me on this, but I think it's going to be at the Pasta Cafe that evening.
Nice.
Monday evening.
So have a slice and a meeting.
There you go. Slice of pizza and talk about Alzheimer's and what you can do to help us.
Absolutely.
And help each other.
And then again, go to alz.org and then type in Roswell NM and when you find a walk near you, and then you can start signing teams up or learning more about this year's event here too. So good deal.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Don.
Yep. Look for photo finish.
Okay, that's your team?
That's my team.
There you go. And start throwing in a few shekels there.
Roswell Walk and then look for photo finish.
Okay, and then that's a way if you're like, well, I don't want to start a team, but I'll contribute to one. That's Don's team. And,
there you go.
And Don will use whatever advantage he can to have the leading numbers for his team.
There you go. And you can join my team. In fact,
there you go.
You go online. You can join or donate or get more information. Whatever.
Very good. And all of it's in fun, of course, and just good fun here. But at the end of the day, this is a win for all those families that are going through the Alzheimer's, dementia, all the things that this disease does. So Good deal. Well, Don, appreciate the visit always. Thank you for what you do, for all the hats you wear, whether it's out at Bitter Lake or American Legion or Alzheimer's or
veteran driving
or veteran drivings or just at the library.
We can still use drivers for the veterans.
They can always use drivers. The more people that sign, even if you only do it one day a week or one a month, that still would be great. Whatever you can, because they build a pool. And if you live anywhere in southeast New Mexico, even down Carlsbad, Hobbs, and all those areas, they're looking for drivers. So
we need a driver specifically in Artesia.
Okay.
Our driver has retired. He's having trouble with we're all of us getting older, and his eyes are not as good as they should.
I know exactly that route.
Yeah,
as a guy who's been laser-eyed out the yin-yang here lately. Yeah, I know.
So we need a driver in Artesia. So
good deal. So if someone like to do that, volunteer. And again, the more the merrier here. Even if it's just a day a week or whatever you can do, the volunteer that time. Now, if you're available to more than that, then great. But it's a great way you meet some great people. As you drive these veterans to their doctor's appointments, to Albuquerque or Lubbock or wherever they got to go.
I can't believe what wonderful people we have had over the years serving in our military, and now we need to take care of them.
You know what? I know young people got busy schedules and things, but if you're a college kid and you're looking for something to do this summer, which it's a few months now. Here we got January, but if you're gonna maybe go reach out to the veterans thing. Maybe you can drive some runs
during the summer,
and you get to meet some of these veterans and talk with them, and it'd be great. We're able to spend the summer, I think. So
if you want something with a veterans transport, call 575-622-0729, and that's the office.
Excellent.
And you can talk to them about driving or...
They'd love to hear from you.
Whatever.
Yeah. Now, being mindful, you'd have to have a clean driving record. They just, if you can't drive...
they're going to want to see you driving.
Yeah, if you're hitting more than you're not hitting, then they're going to want to know about that. So.
That's right. Now, our insurance is high enough as it is.
The idea is to get the veterans to and from back safely.
Right. There you go.
Not evil Knieveled or scared. Next thing you know, their hair all looks like they've been...
or somebody dies of a heart attack.
Yeah, right. God forbid. Yeah, this guy's a terrible driver.
No.
But as always, Dom, appreciate it, and we'll see you here next time.
That sounds good.
All right, take care.
Have a good
one. I guess warm this week. It's getting cool and windy. So.
Saturday is supposed to be 26 high.
Yeah.
For the day.
Yeah,
you'll get your weather here pretty soon.
As a matter of fact, there's talk of rain and snow this weekend, so we'll see. Yeah, it should be a delight.
Time to bundle up.
Hey, this is that time. We tell you, we always, around the end of January, this is when we start getting our weather, and here she comes. So thank you, Don.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. The winter storm that spread heavy snow and ice from the southwest to New England knocked out power to hundreds of thousands of utility customers, also left roads impassable, and canceled or delayed thousands of flights, even into today. And now the bitter cold has settled in. The storm blamed for at least a dozen deaths. We don't know the status of 8 people on board a private plane. It was a business jet. It crashed last evening on takeoff from an airport in Bangor, Maine. The crash closed the airport, the FAA, and the NTSB, launching an investigation. The bitter cold hasn't kept anti-ICE protesters from hitting the streets of Minneapolis. The fatal shooting of an armed man by a federal agent has further enraged the rioters. Watching Wall Street, stocks opening modestly lower this morning on Wall Street. More details, srnnews.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty cold today. We have that high pressure system over our area. We'll stay in the mid-20s for the afternoon high, and we should get sunshine. Overnight, 0 to 5 above and partly cloudy, maybe some fog. Fog in the morning on Tuesday, and then sunshine and not quite as cold. We'll make it to the mid-30s. Looks like mid-30s on Wednesday and sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Had a lot of games, basketball games canceled over the weekend, so this seems like a good time to tell you about all of the all-state football selections that Roswell High had. Roswell had 15 selections in total, only lost by a point to Artesia in the state championship game. First team for the Coyotes, Danny Chavez Gonzalez, offensive line. Luis Rodriguez, only a sophomore, running back. David Gaumans, defensive end. Cannon Ramage, inside linebacker. Joaquin Boyanos, outside linebacker. Nick Anaya, defensive secondary. Second team selections, Clayton Kennard, offensive line. Luke Lynn at quarterback. Isaac Gonzalez, slot receiver. Noah Estrada, tight ends. Daniel Borrego, defensive line. And Jonathan Ellis, inside linebacker. Honorable mention, Emmanuel Sanchez, offensive line. Colby Sanchez, wide receiver. And Nate Lujan, running back. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Airlines are still urging passengers to reschedule their flights because of winter storm disruptions to operations and widespread cancellations. Many airlines are offering travel waivers as ice, snow, and strong winds sweep across major hubs and regional airports. California is suing the federal government for approving a Texas-based company's plans to restart 2 oil pipelines along the state's coast, escalating a fight over the Trump administration's removal of regulatory barriers to offshore oil drilling for the first time in decades. Clothing retailer Under Armour is investigating a recent data breach with millions of customers' email addresses and other personal information stolen. But so far, there are no signs the hackers stole any passwords or financial information. CSX said that its profits slipped 2% in the fourth quarter as the railroad dealt with weak demand and severance costs from layoffs that the new CEO carried out last fall. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Exciting news for Southeast New Mexico. The Advanced Heart and Vascular Center of New Mexico in Carlsbad, home to Dr. Amanda Ryan's trusted cardiology care for over 13 years, is now part of Current Clinic. That means world-class electrophysiology services right here in Southeast New Mexico. No more 3-hour drives to see a specialist. Current Clinic is bringing advanced, life-changing treatment for atrial fibrillation, AFib, and other heart rhythm disorders close to home. Early intervention for AFib can dramatically lower your risk of stroke, and our goal is to help our community understand just how important that is. You and your loved ones deserve comprehensive, cutting-edge heart care without leaving town. If you're experiencing an irregular heartbeat or AFib symptoms, expert care is now available locally. Visit currentclinic.com today to learn more and schedule your consultation. Current Clinic, easy access to comprehensive AFib care right here in Southeast New Mexico.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details. 2nd and Sycamore and 1309 Southeast Main.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin & Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin & Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin & Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
Your home for Sean Hannity in Roswell. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
And we're closing in on 8 o'clock. Town Hall News is up next. We'll be back on the other side of news. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Freezing Monday, everybody.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. The big winter storm that spread heavy snow and ice from the southwest to New England knocked out power to hundreds of thousands of utility customers and also left roads impassable and canceled thousands of flights into today. Now, bitter cold is settling in, including in New York, where Kathy Hochul is the governor.
Records in the state have been shattered. Shocking reports out of Watertown. Actual temperature in Watertown was minus 34 and minus 49 in Copenhagen.
And the storm is blamed for at least a dozen deaths. Israel says the remains of the final hostage in Gaza have now been recovered, clearing the way for the next phase of the Gaza ceasefire. Today's announcement came a day after Israel's government said its military was conducting a large-scale operation in a cemetery in northern Gaza aimed at locating the hostages' remains. The bitter cold not keeping anti-ICE demonstrators from hitting the streets of Minneapolis. Fatal shooting of an armed man by a federal agent has further enraged the demonstrators, and President Trump is chiming in.
In an interview with the Wall Street Journal, Mr. Trump struck a slightly more conciliatory tone over the killing of Alex Pretty, twice declining to say that the border agent who killed him had acted appropriately, instead stressing that the administration was reviewing the incident. Amid signs he could be looking for a political way through the crisis, public opinion polling may be weighing on the White House, with some research suggesting a growing minority of Trump voters see the ICE raids as too aggressive in nature.
And that is the BBC's Tom Bateman reporting. Watching Wall Street this morning, stocks are higher. The Dow is up about 136 points. The NASDAQ Composite Index ahead 97 points. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
A shooting at a soccer field in central Mexico.
Salamanca Mayor Cesar Prieto said in a statement that the gunmen arrived at the end of a match, firing indiscriminately into the crowds. 10 people died at the scene and 1 died later in hospital. The mayor said a woman and a minor were among the wounded. He said the attack was part of a crime wave in the city and appealed to President Claudia Sheinbaum to help control the violence. Guanajuato had Mexico's highest homicide total last year. A local gang, Santa Rosa de Lima, has been battling the powerful Jalisco New Generation cartel. I'm Lawrence Brooks.
Authorities in Iran unveiling a new mural in central Tehran with a warning to the United States. Painted image of several damaged aircraft on the flight deck of an aircraft carrier bears a slogan, "If you sow the wind, you will reap the whirlwind." News and analysis at townhall.com. New survey finds more Americans are getting used to AI at work.
The Gallup poll reveals American workers have adopted artificial intelligence into their work lives at a remarkable pace. 12% of employed adults say they use AI daily in their job, while 50% say they've used it at least a few times a year. That compares with 21% who were using AI at least occasionally several years ago. The Gallup Workforce Survey of more than 22,000 U.S. workers was conducted last fall. Jason Walker reporting.
More than 60 CEOs of Minnesota-based companies have signed an open letter calling on state, local, and federal officials to work together. This amid the ongoing unrest surrounding enforcement of federal immigration law. The letter from the CEOs has been posted online on the Minnesota Chamber of Commerce website. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel witch and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday.
Yes, welcome to it. Snowpacked and icy though it be.
Snow Day Monday.
Yep.
For, of course, RSD, remote learning this morning, as is ENMUR. Most of the other area schools closed. Hagerman, that's all's on remote learning today.
Dexter and Lake Arthur are also on remote learning.
Yep.
I did misspeak earlier. I mentioned that the Salvation Army Warming Center was going to be open. I haven't actually gotten an update on that.
Okay.
I misread Miss Carey's post.
Oh, okay.
It says the Westminster will be open. Salvation Army, there's just dots, and it doesn't say whether they're open or closed yet. So
okay.
I think that's still up in the air.
A TBD.
District Court, Magistrate Court, and Chaves County Administration Office are closed today. The City of Roswell and Roswell Transit are on a 2-hour delay, with Roswell Transit opening at 10 a.m. The ER and inpatient service at Eastern Mexico Medical Center is open, but the hospital itself is closed. Senior Center and Loveless also, actually nothing listed under Loveless yet, so okay. That's up in the air as well.
I imagine if you have elective surgeries today, all that's on hold, but
yeah.
ER, emergency,
probably not
stuff.
Probably not a lot of Botox happening today.
No, or knee replacements for that matter. But,
now, they will take you into the ER if you did shove chopsticks into your eye over the weekend after having to watch the horrific performance of the Denver Broncos.
Well, once that snow hit, it got really ugly during that game.
Boy, they put a lot of hope behind their backup quarterback, though, man.
Well, you got to sell the product.
Dream.
But it's funny. Speaking of that, I just so happened I was looking on Facebook, and I missed it. But I guess it was kind of a close to home moment for me. I guess you know how sometimes they show like military various things during games and stuff.
Sure.
Well, apparently during the AFC Championship game, they showed the 82nd Training Wing at Shepherd Air Force Base, which is what I was part of, weapons. And the pictures, the skill shots, the weapons hanger with the weapon, where I learned my job before I got sent to Holloman. So it's kind of neat. I was like, I spent about 6-8 months in that place right there. And it was kind of, I didn't see it live, but I saw the picture here online. And, of course, it's funny. Everyone, it's typical military. I go to see the comments, and the first thing is they're giving a hard time to the lieutenant out front who's saluting incorrectly. It's funny. Everyone saluted the picture, then you got the old little T like this, and they're like, come on, who taught this not to salute? And nothing irks military people more than doing things incorrectly on military situations.
Is there a symbolic difference between this and this? Because I've seen this before, too.
Yes. If it's all about winning a war.
Oh.
We've never lost a war, therefore we don't have to.
This is loss. Okay.
If you're showing that, it's that.
Oh, so it's not this. Okay.
No, this is what we do.
Okay, so then what is...
That's Three Stooges.
No, that's Third Rock from the Sun. The big giant head, remember?
Oh, yeah. Okay. But, yes.
Then there's this, all those military salutes.
Yeah, that one's from Friends.
That's a Friends one. Well, so was this. Was the?
Oh yeah, that was a Friends one too. But yeah, it was kind of neat to see that on there. I was like, oh, that's cool. It's something I ain't thought about in a minute. That place, but spent. That was matter of fact, first time I ever had Whataburger. Was there because I'm not from Texas, and so Wichita Falls, Shepherd Air Force Base. I got Whataburger for the first time. Couple other Lubies. I had my Lubies experience the first. That was actually going to tech school, and it was right around the time where that Lubies got shot up. I think it was shortly thereafter, maybe within a year after all that happened. So
it wasn't that Lubies, was it?
I don't think it was that Lubies. It was different Lubies. But yeah, it was just all I could think about. So anyway, picture.
That's really cool though.
Yeah.
But I guess it is set. Patriots Seahawks for the Super Bowl. That's an interesting pairing. Not one I would expected.
You got the Patriots with the Drake May and the whole story there, and Vrabel, the coach now as a player, and so there's a lot of sentiment on that side. Seahawks, literally with the guy that as a quarterback who's been a kind of a journeyman quarterback his whole career, and Sam Darnold. It's going to be interesting. We'll see how it goes. I'm excited. I'm just glad it's not the same usual suspects.
Exactly.
The Chiefs, the Eagles.
It's a change of pace.
Yeah, I'm tired of these guys. I'm like, all right, Seahawks and Patriots. Well, Patriots we've used to seeing, but this is sans post-GOAT, post-Tom Brady era, so it's kind of neat to see. So they're fresh again.
And I'm giving my druthers. I'm not a Seahawks fan by nature, but I like their color scheme.
Yeah, you like
I like the lime green,
the teal or whatever that is.
You know what does bother me about that though?
Turquoise.
Like they base almost 1/3 of their entire color scheme off of the color of the eye of the Seahawk. Like that's the only lime green in that whole setup is the eye.
Yeah. And they've leaned heavily on it and less on it over the years. It's like they've had years where they went real lime green, and then they've had years with their uniforming where there was barely any in it. So it's just evolves over the year and what's ever popular at the time, in the era of jams and culottes and the fluorescent colors. Then they're bringing out heavy.
I got a friend, Mama T, Teresa. She's a huge Seahawks fan, so I'm sure she's over the moon today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, it's been a minute since Seahawks.
That was a good game. Well, let me rephrase it. That was a good end of the game.
Yeah, I didn't catch much of the Seahawks-Rams game. I watched most of the Denver and Patriots game. And that one was a great defense.
It was a game of defenses.
Yeah, defense looks good, man. Both defenses looked amazing. And I got a feeling your Super Bowl might be a low-scoring affair, too. Just a hunch. We'll see. I could be wrong, but I got a feeling, it's just going to be a defensive battle. But we'll see.
Speaking of the Super Bowl, we're starting to kind of see some of the precursors to the Super Bowl commercials.
Yeah.
There was a couple that came out last week that I noticed. There was a picture of, I don't know if you saw this, of William Shatner sitting in traffic eating a bowl of cereal.
No, I missed that.
You didn't see that?
No.
Somebody posted online, and the picture itself went viral because it's like, why is William Shatner eating cereal on the highway? And a lot of people were posting the Dennis meme from when he was eating cereal in the car from before, or from Always Sunny. That turns out it's part of a commercial for Kellogg's.
Okay.
That William Shatner is going to be involved in.
All right. Hence the cereal.
I think it involves
I did see the one for precursor for State Farm.
Yeah.
That had Danny McBride and Key and Peele guy.
Keegan-Michael Key?
Yeah, him.
Okay.
And basically they're doing a commercial for bad insurance, and then they show like a State Farm logo and then the Super Bowl date at the end of it. So I saw that teaser yesterday.
I saw that they're bringing back the Bud Light Block Party.
Oh, really?
Group, with Shane Gillis and all them.
Okay.
I think they're going to do. They showed them all kind of carpooling.
Okay.
So I'm thinking maybe like a tailgating situation.
They get Post Malone and all the other pseudo Bud Light celebrities.
All the basically that whole block party. That first commercial. The other one I saw, and this wasn't any like a tease or anything, but they put a sign in Times Square billboard.
Mm-hmm.
Doritos silent. This apparently like they always have like a new flavor or whatever.
Yeah.
These are Doritos silent. I had to actually do some digging and research into finding out what this is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a new flavor of Dorito. So here's what Doritos have done. They teamed up with an AI company.
Okay.
And they analyzed like over 10,000 different types of crunch sounds.
Okay.
And they've created an algorithm for gamers because they said that amongst gamers, Doritos are the most popular snack food.
Okay.
But when they're gaming with their headsets on, they're just crunching into other people's ears, essentially.
Got you.
So Doritos is releasing this program that the algorithm and AI have set up to detect and block chewing sounds, crunches and chewing sounds from other people's ear sets.
Wow.
Ear headsets.
High tech.
I was like, it really does seem like you're targeting a very niche part of your
they know
your
their
fan base.
They know their.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
no, I'm definitely intrigued, and I want to try
I think they should get the Mountain Dew people in on it too.
I want to see if it works. Just like I don't game, so I'd have to get a headset or something. But I'm very curious to see if it actually works.
It probably don't. That's why they were like, "This is complete hokum." That's what we're going to do it to a real niche audience, make the rest of the world think we're geniuses.
Well, I got excited because I thought they were going to put out a quiet bag.
Yeah.
Because we've gone the other way with the plant-based bags that are the loudest bags on the planet.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to go the different way with like the ones they do for like Hollywood sets that are like made of vinyl but still look like potato chip bags or chip bags.
So it says "Let's" on it or something.
Yeah, exactly. Let's. I thought they were going to go that way, but no, it's an algorithm. So, I'm genuinely curious to see how that all plays out.
I'm sure it's a big gimmick.
Oh, it's all a big gimmick. It's all a big gimmick except for the Puppy Bowl.
That's right. That's all. Yeah. Also, something I seem to notice. I think they're trying to get blockbustery with movies again during the summer. I'm noticing they're hitting like I saw a commercial for. They're going to put out a movie called The Odyssey, based off The Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got 87,000 celebrities in it. Matt Damon, the Punisher guy, Bernthal. Oh, shoot. Oh, what's his name? Page?
Yeah, it's Ethan.
Page.
Yeah, Ethan Page.
Is it Ethan?
Yeah.
Okay. What was the other name?
Or no, I'm sorry, not Ethan. It's
what's her other name?
Ethan Page is a wrestler.
Yeah.
Hang on, I got the Odyssey movie.
I forget her name. I'm so sorry. It's Ellen Page? Elliot Page. There you go. Her.
Yeah.
Him now.
Elliot Page, Tom Holland, Matt Damon.
Yeah, Tom Holland. Yeah, it's got
quite a few, yeah.
Bunch of celebrities.
The full cast.
Yeah.
There we go. Robert Pattinson, Zendaya, Anne Hathaway, John Barenthal, Benny Safdie, Charlize Theron, John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
Wow. Ryan Hurst, Josh Stewart, Lupita Nyong'o. Other names you might recognize.
Yeah, but it's a big.
It is.
It looks like an epic
cast.
movie, with the Trojan horse and the whole
It's
thing.
It's gonna have to be.
Yeah.
I mean, to live up to like the design of the Odyssey itself.
Yeah.
Any of those works from like Homer or any of them.
So I'm kind of. I was like, all right, that looks. And then there was. I can't remember now, but there was another movie I saw. I was like, okay.
Well, they're doing a new Guardians. I know that's coming out.
Yeah. Oh, they're making a big deal out of that Masters of the Universe.
Yeah.
Like I saw a commercial for that, and it was basically, it was like there was a time when we had these good people, we need them again, and then like these young kids now get sucked into the TV to be masters of the universe. So,
why do people keep hiring Jared Leto? I don't understand the appeal. He's been in every single thing that he's done that's attached to like a superhero or like an epic franchise has tanked it. I just don't understand how he keeps getting work.
Well, apparently maybe he's got to deal with the
hell
devil.
of an agent.
He's got to deal with oh God, you devil though.
He made a deal with
George Burns.
Yeah.
Oh man. So Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. We'll get you up to date with the weather and all that here. It's going to be cold. That's what we got. We got to be cold, and then eventually it's going to be less cold.
Yep.
But it might be another day or two of this. I'm going to guess we'll be delaying tomorrow. I bet there's school tomorrow.
There'll probably be some kind of delay, like a 2-hour delay. I'm sure they'll open up at some point.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
I figure that by about midday today, the roads will start to kind of, there's going to be more traffic today, I think, than over the weekend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it'll start to wear itself.
It also depends when this fog burns off and when the sun comes out. That'll help. But right now we're kind of in a blanket of fog, and that's going to kind of keep things copacetic for now or
keep
unchanged.
Things cold.
So, but we'll do the weather and all that here in just a bit, and then we're going to play our interview we had earlier in the month with Ellie Rodriguez from Loan Depot, just talking good advice about home procuring finances for buying your home and all that good stuff. So we'll play that here in just a bit. News and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. But first, your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty cold today. We have that high pressure system over our area. We'll stay in the mid-20s for the afternoon high, and we should get sunshine. Overnight, 0 to 5 above and partly cloudy, maybe some fog. Fog in the morning on Tuesday, and then sunshine and not quite as cold. We'll make it to the mid-30s. Looks like mid-30s on Wednesday and sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently up 3 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity's at 87% with winds out of the northwest at 6 miles per hour. Freezing fog advisory in effect till 9 a.m. this morning. Extreme cold warning as well through 9 a.m. today. The freezing fog and all that, like they said, should wrap up about 9. We'll see. Sunny, 27 for a high today with wind chill values as low as -6. North winds at around 5 miles per hour. Tonight, patchy freezing fog after 8 p.m. Cloudy with an overnight low of 2. South winds at around 5 miles per hour. And then tomorrow, waking up to some more patchy frozen fog till about 8 a.m. Sunny, 37. So we'll get above freezing tomorrow with winds out of the west at around 5 miles per hour. All right, 8:21. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Then we're going to play our interview with Ellie Rodriguez from Loan Depot. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Rio Pecos Medical Associates proudly welcomes Dr. David Fucinari, OBGYN. With advanced training in minimally invasive techniques, Dr. Fucinari is the first in our community to offer robotic surgery for women experiencing heavy or painful periods, pelvic pain, uterine fibroids, and more. Dr. Trevor Miller, Family Practice and Obstetrics, provides prenatal and OB care along with comprehensive primary care for the whole family, including wellness exams, acute visits, chronic disease management, skin procedures, and joint injections. Rio Pecos has expanded care once again by adding pediatrics. We welcome Kim Hansen and Rihanna Shaw, both experienced pediatric nurse practitioners who share our commitment to compassionate, patient-centered care and who have earned the trust of our community over the years. Book your appointment for OBGYN, family practice, or pediatric care online at riopecosmed.com or call 575-622-6322. Rio Pecos Medical Associates, advancing health and wellness for every generation.
What does it mean for a roofing contractor to have heart? How about braving a 24-hour road trip with a bad back and a 20-foot-long trailer through Interstate 40? You heard that right. A local business needed a new roof, but this business did not want just any roof. They desired a schoolhouse roof with red shingles. Well, we wanted to give our customers exactly what they were asking for. The only problem was that the red color of shingle they were looking for had been discontinued in our local region. But we didn't give up then. We were told by our supplier that the schoolhouse red color of shingle that we were looking for was still available in Arkansas. So we did what was expected of us and drove 24 hours, and we delivered on our promise. If you need a roofer who delivers on their promises, call Trustmark Roofing today at 575-755-7663.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Start the year strong with a home that's comfortable, efficient, and easy on your energy bills. The Right Fit membership program. For as little as $15 per month or $199 a year, you can rest assured knowing your unit is ready with biannual HVAC maintenance, as well as reduced dispatch fees, even in the middle of the night. Plus, a 15% discount on all services provided by Fulkerson, as well as preferred scheduling. Be ready for the seasons ahead. Become a Right Fit member with Fulkerson today. Call 575-319-9984 to find out more. Fulkerson Plumbing and Heating. proudly serving Roswell and surrounding area.
You can buy all the furniture you want, but can you accessorize? This is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture. Transform your home by adding chic lamps, accent chairs, and unique statement piece artwork everyone will love and appreciate. Why live with basic walls and no ambience? Turn boring into colorful and pull that design genius from the depths of your heart. Your home will thank you, and so will we. Come see us at Glenn's on the corner of Union and Alameda, where delivery is free since 1953.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. More than 50% of Americans fall asleep on their sides. That's way better than falling asleep on someone else's side. Here's Mike Winters.
Studio this morning from Lone Depot. Elliot Rodriguez back with us. Good morning.
Good morning, Roswell, and Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year. Yeah, it's a new year. Got and to be honest, I think, it's crazy, things are going on, but a lot of optimism as far as,
I believe
opportunity
so.
and things.
Like we just were talking about the year, it was kind of crazy the way it ended, and still crazy going right now.
Sure.
But very good positive things coming,
Sure.
so that's the part that's good.
And there's a lot of growth in the community, which bodes well for housing and everything else. When you're seeing businesses and things, obviously the air races, that does impact real estate very much so around
It does.
here.
It really does. everything is intertwined.
Yeah.
So
those are good stuff. For folks I should probably start off. Folks not familiar, Elliot joins us each month from Lone Depot, and Elliot is the person that you see before picking your dream house. He's the guy you talk to when you find out what exactly you can afford out there in the housing market. Obviously, when we talk about each month, Elliot really likes working with first-time buyers, things like that, folks that are really knowledgeable in the game or trying to, kind of learn, which can be very intimidating going in. And so you like to introduce them to that. So you kind of bring them into that world of adulting here a little bit where
right.
Buying a house and all the intricacy about it and really it's setting the table for planning your finances and doing that right. And Elliot's one of the few loan officers that will actually sit down with people and say, all right, this is the path to getting you in a house. Most loan officers, they'll either you got the path or good luck to you. Where he's like, you know what, you're just a tweak here or there, and then come back in a few months, and we can get you approved. And
exactly.
And that's where Elliot really shines and loves to make the dream happen for especially people that thought it was not possible. And that's why we always talk. It's like, look, if you got a little bit of discipline and income is important, but not be all end all. If you work enough and things like that, you can have a quote unquote minimum wage job and be a homeowner.
Yeah, you still buy a house. I mean, and it's funny. I mean, but if you have the right team behind you, you like it. Like a demigod. You could go over there and just turn things down.
Sure.
I've been watching a lot of Marvel comics lately. But no, the fact of the matter is, if you have the right team behind you, you're unstoppable, and you could go and get yourself a house.
Sure.
Okay. And I work hand in hand with real estate agents every day. Okay. I have a team that follow up and help me taking care of you.
Sure.
Okay. So a lot of people think because we're busy and we're not going to take care of you, and that's not the fact.
Sure.
It's a fact that we can have somebody that falls down the cracks a little as far as like communication.
Sure.
Yeah, that's everywhere because there's way too many people. But in the end of the day, we still take care of everybody.
Sure.
And we want to make sure everybody's happy, and we don't have any other agenda but help you, acquire your home
Absolutely.
anyway.
Well, and let's face it, the industry that is, loaning money, being a lending institution, it's a cutthroat industry, and
it's so crazy out there.
And so it's rare to find where the in most of these especially in a company like Loan Depot or anything else that has a board to answer to.
Correct.
It's about numbers and what moves the needle. It's not about and this is where the Loan Depot difference is it was built correctly from the top. So guys like Elliot can be in the office and really work with the person, not the numbers per se, and say, and it's kind of like that mindset of, certain cars, it's like, I'm not selling you the first car, I'm selling you the rest of your family's car. Elliot's got that mindset, thanks, he's always had it, but Loan Depot helps keep that dream going for him. where no, my idea is I'm here with your first time home buyer, and then when you're ready to upgrade, I'm ready to, and then when the kids are ready to get their first place, and then when you're ready to downsize because you're empty nesters, I want you talking to me again, and that's that. He wants to earn an associate for life, and that's kind of
I mean, I remember we had this team before where I would used to work at that would say signature for life. If you come to me and I'll take care of you, I don't erase your number from my phone. So people, it's funny when somebody calls me and I say, hey, how you doing, Mike? How you doing, Jose? How you doing, Maria, whoever it may be? Oh, how you know it was me?
Right. Well,
I have it on my phone.
Well, if you want to put like a Dungeons and Dragons spin on this, where the typical loan officer serves the role of the gatekeeper, you're more the dungeon master. You're the guy guiding them through it. And it's
exactly.
Like, as opposed to you're showing up past, he's like, well, I got the key. Hold on.
Yeah, I still have you.
Yeah.
I mean, my goal is to really help everybody I can help.
Right.
Okay. I don't care how big or small the loan is. If I can do a loan for you, I'll help you buy a house.
Sure.
So it's not a matter. It's like Ellie's making a bunch of money on this deal. I want to help everybody.
Sure.
I think in the end of the day, it's a big difference because most of our customers, like you were mentioning before, first-time home buyers, they're a little lost. They don't know what to do.
Absolutely.
Okay. And you need somebody that actually cares and is right there for you. That if you test them, call them, they're available for you.
Sure.
Okay. Is it true that you may call me and I might be on another call or either with a customer at that moment? I will call you right back.
Sure.
So you don't have to worry about that.
The idea is to have more than one customer.
Yeah.
But
you know what it is?
And they're serving, and you're serving that one just like you would serve the one when you get a hold of the next one.
The funniest thing is, my success is my own enemy. Because I treat people like they're my only customers.
Yeah.
So sometimes I was trying to call you. It's like, yes, that was just 30 minutes ago.
So Elliot needs some TED Talks on time management.
It's funny because, I'm still there for everybody. And we will take care of you. That's the whole point. And let's be honest, if my wife is listening to this, she might get mad at me. But it's almost like I'm already around the clock, 24/7.
Sure.
Yeah, people know I've used me in the evening. So thank you all out there. Because I know there's a lot of you that I'm dealing with you guys. Oh, we talked last year.
Sure.
We're still dealing with stuff, and not everybody calls me later in the evenings. So thank you for that.
Sure.
So that means people listen that I'm available, but at the same time they respect it.
Sure.
Which is pretty cool. Okay. But I'm available all the time,
Sure.
Saturdays, Sundays, and stuff like that.
Well, and that's the nature of the business
and then
too.
my business is kind of like that. But in reality, let's be honest. If I'm at the park with the dogs, and somebody calls me, it's just 5 minutes that I need to talk to that individual real quick just to address something or whatever.
Take care of or whatever.
Yeah.
And if it's a bigger issue, then you say, all right, well, let's be in the office.
We have to regroup.
Yeah.
But that's different, But in the end of the day, my staff, I have such a team that we kick butt. We like to take care of people.
Sure.
And my assistant, Lisa, oh, my God. That's my gatekeeper, and that's my protector and everything, and she just go out there and just stir it up. Okay,
good deal.
And you have to have people like that on your team to kind of stay on top of everything.
Absolutely.
So and sometimes I feel like slow down a little, hold on.
Sure.
But no, if you've been in the market and you've been thinking about buying a home, or you have problems, so somebody tells you no, you can't buy a house. You need a second opinion. You need to take a look and see what we need to do to get you there.
Sure.
Okay. Maybe you could buy a house in a month. Maybe you could buy a house in 2 or 3 months. Maybe you'll be able to do it in 6 months.
Sure.
You know, or even next year. I have a few that has to take a year for whatever reasons. Everybody's different.
Well, and then sometimes the actual home buying process takes 6 months or something.
Yeah,
like
depending
that.
on the situation.
Depending on the home you're buying and what inspections and what appraisals and all that. Unfortunately, that stuff, you don't walk in and say, I want to buy this house, and then a day later it's yours. There's a lot of hoops to jump through before you get to that point.
One of my loan officers was not very happy about a customer getting upset with them, and they're like, and I said, that's all right, don't worry about it. And then the guy's like, if you can't close today, I'm gonna have to go and look for somebody else. And I said, what's the situation? And it was the appraisal, which has nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
It's like, but it happens, folks.
Yep.
Just listen to your loan officer. I don't care which company it is.
Yeah.
Okay. You need to listen to your loan officer. If you decided to work with somebody, and you need to follow their lead.
Sure.
Okay. But sometimes there's things that are a little out of our control, like title, insurance, appraisals, surveys.
Well, I can tell you this right now. There is not a lending institution on the planet Earth that is going to lend you money for a home that's appraised less than what they're asking for.
And that is a fact. So it's funny. So I have one that actually came a little low. I mean, and a little low, I don't mean a couple $1,000. I'm talking about like $40K.
Yeah,
okay?
wow.
That's a lot.
That's a big jump.
That's a big chunk. So obviously the seller's not very happy.
Sure.
The buyer's status, is like static about it because it's like, $40,000 less is a good thing.
Yeah, that's going to save me some money.
You're like, sign me up. I'll sign twice on Sunday.
Although I really question what the appraiser's doing if that's that big of a difference.
So,
unless they found some kind of big old...
We do an evaluation.
Lemon type deal here.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
We do an evaluation on the report, and the seller side actually has the opportunity to bring in more comps that were not used.
Okay.
And then we ask why you didn't use these comps.
Okay.
Okay. Sometimes the person can be a little lazy, or they just really didn't see it, or they saw enough comps that they thought it was okay.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
And here's the thing too, is all that part is also to protect you.
No, that's true.
And that's where people, when you talk about why I want it now, I want it fast, but this is how they ensure you're not buying a lemon too. This is because if they find termites or they find whatever it is, they want you to find it before you sign some contracts.
That's very true.
Because that way, now that onus on that is either the owner to fix that, or to give you an allotment to you fix it yourself, which knocks down the price. So this, at the end of the day, this time does protect you, the person buying the home.
Yeah, when it becomes a problem is when the report is that low.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it's low $10,000, $15,000, that's understandable.
Sure.
Okay. But
that's a big red flag.
But that's a big red flag when it's $40K or $50K. So the selling side has the opportunity to rebuttal, saying, hey, you need to evaluate that. Here you go. Okay. So when they do that, we send it in and they kind of reevaluate it. So, but yeah, when it's off that much, I would think the appraiser should take a few more steps and go and find more comps.
Did you miss something?
Did I miss something? But it's hard. I mean, I can imagine what they go through, because let's say they get like 10 or 7 comps, and all there are about around the numbers that they're seeing. In many cases, they're like, okay, I'm good to go.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Well, this is and this is where, when I hear those stories, this is where it reeks to me. If you hear those stories of like the appraiser had an axe to grind, they knew somebody, and like that was, you dated my cousin's sister back in the day, and now I'm gonna, you know what I mean? That's reeks of something like that to me.
Yeah, you dated my sister. You did her wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
I know who you are.
This is vendetta based. It seems like, yeah.
So when they do the appraisal, I'm pretty sure they know their names and who's the seller and all that kind of stuff. All that information is right there.
Sure. But I imagine, especially when
that can happen, I guess.
Well, it could, but you're kind of out of luck in a place like, let's face it, we're not New York City. There's not a bunch of 10,000 appraisers ready to, there's like one guy that covers half the state. You know what I mean? And so your options are really limited on some of that.
So let's switch this to the other side of the quarter on this.
Okay.
So I got one this morning that sent me a message. And hey, the appraisal finally came in. It came in to price. It came in as is. And he sent me a text. Wow, how is that possible? My home inspection has a big list of different things. It's like, all right, here we go.
There it is.
So he was expecting for the value to come a little lower because he was hoping it's going to cost him less.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is, a home inspection and a home appraisal is two different things.
Absolutely.
So one is for evaluation of price. One is for cashing up everything that you can find.
Yeah.
Okay. If there's one termite and they can find it, they're gonna go and find it.
Absolutely.
Okay. I remember one of those little shows back in the day where you had the termite, the super termite. Remember that shows?
Oh yeah.
But my point, folks, is an appraisal is to evaluate the value of the property. Yes, can an appraisal find things that are off in the home? Yes, that's a possibility. And they look at that, some safety features and stuff like that. But on a home inspection, they are basically making sure that the house is okay for you to live in it.
Sure.
Okay? Two different things.
Absolutely.
Right?
It's structurally sound.
It's structurally sound and everything. And yes, the appraisal find a few of those things, but the inspection,
like if the roof is bad, the appraiser's going to find that.
Yeah, the appraiser is going to see if the roof is really horrible. Or
now, your home inspector will too,
but they go down to the nitty gritty.
But the roof will affect the appraisal whether the marble countertop sink is working right is not so much affecting the appraiser.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so when they go and take care of that, I mean, let's put it in a different perspective.
Yeah.
A brand new home, on a home inspection, report, you'll find a bunch of stuff that is still wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because they go. I mean, if the drawers are not opening correctly, I mean, they just
And
go
that's
to
generally
everything.
the negotiation between the client and the real estate agent.
And it's more of a cosmetic type of approach. Now they find a few things that are safety, that it warrants, like more conversation, fix this, fix that,
And that's where the conversation with the real estate agent comes in, because from my own experience, and I've told this story before, but when I sold my house, I knew the carpet was in bad shape, but that my agent said, rather than you replacing it, offer a credit in case they don't want carpet. They may want tile or wood floor or whatever, and so you offer I think it was $1,500 or $2,500 credit off the top of that, off the cost of the home for that.
Now I'm going to give what is that? I'm going to give a lifeguard a life credit to the agents out there now.
Yeah.
If a home is missing floors, the answer is not to go conventional. That doesn't mean the conventional appraiser is not going to call that out, folks.
Sure.
And I'm seeing that a little one too many times.
Right. Well, and the carpet was a cosmetic thing. It was but if the house ain't going to fall down if the carpet's got a hole in it.
Yeah, but if you repuff the whole carpet, now it's like you don't have a floor.
Gotcha. So
Okay.
if it's subflooring, that's a problem.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Gotcha. So leave the ratty carpet on there.
Yeah,
as
leave
opposed to
leave
subflooring.
the ugly carpet, clean it up a little, or something, maybe. But I seen that, unfortunately, and I think sometimes people start doing like remodelings and they run out of money. Okay,
yeah, and that's not good.
So the answer is not. So you should put down $2 or $3K.
Yeah.
Or cash. Don't think that conventional is the answer, because
I would say
it may not be.
An outdated kitchen is better than a poorly remodeled one.
I agree. every time I have a deal that has like 2 or 3 bathrooms, or it has 2 bathrooms and one is all gutted out,
Sure.
and they're trying to sell it without the bathroom.
Yeah.
That needs to be addressed from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't think that conventional is going to agree. Sometimes on conventional, because one is working, one is not. They'll put it in there. It needs $1,500 in work. It needs to be current maintenance that needs to be done, but the value is there. But then you just cut yourself up, because if you would have spent $1,500, maybe the value of your property would have been higher by $5,000.
Sure.
Okay. So we need to keep in mind, the props and cons when it comes to those things.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of people want to sell their houses and they don't want to do anything else with them. I think you should spend a few dollars, sell it, make more money.
Sure.
Okay, in my opinion.
Well, that's where the advice of the agent comes in there, and
Correct.
And I think some renovations are worth this. Now, anything that's got to do with outside curb appeal, do that.
Yeah, because you sell your house faster.
Something as simple as painting your house, or making sure the grass is seeded or zero-scaped or what. You don't know how much curb appeal and how much dollars that brings to your house, and it's really. As far as return on investment, doing stuff outside is you're going to get your biggest return on investments on there. You could literally make thousands of dollars because you got a newly painted exterior or a nice looking yard that because people see that's work I don't have to do now.
When those folks out there that have a home that they want to sell it and they want to increase and go to a bigger house, or they're moving out of town, or whatever the circumstances is that you're selling your home, you can do a renovation, refi.
Mm-hmm.
So you could sell the house.
Absolutely.
And let me give you 2 things that are good here. You improve the value of your property, and you have an appraisal telling you how much the value of the house is.
Absolutely.
Okay. So when you put it in the market, you 100% know how much you can sell it for.
It's gonna appraise at that.
If not more.
Yeah.
Okay?
If not, exactly. It may raise that where it's even above that. Yeah.
So if you're in a market and you don't have enough funds to fix your home and you want to sell it, don't hesitate or reach out to us and let us know. You know what? I would love to talk about that 2 or 3K renovation loan that you were talking about, because I'm planning to sell my house in 2 or 6 months, and I don't have the funds to be able to do that. All the funds I have is so I can buy another house.
And I would even use the same measuring stick on like bathroom or kitchen remodels. It's if it's outdated but it's clean and serviceable, then maybe not mess with it.
Yeah, you don't have to go crazy.
But if it looks like beat in there, and it looks like the tiles are broke and everything's like that.
If it needs a little love, give it a little love.
But I mean, if it's the fact that it's just well that countertop was so 1990, then but it's clean and looks good. Some people might like that.
I hear you.
Put it this way: especially when it comes to kitchens and bathrooms, what's old is new and what's new is old overnight.
Correct.
It's just 1 minute it's like. I mean, there's certain things. Marble is always timeless, but like wooden ones. 1 minute no one wants wood, the next minute everyone wants wood. It's just what people's our passions at the moment are. So that's where you really need to weigh in. Versus like if it's a functionally nasty looking thing, that's when you need to think about it.
It's a good idea to do something.
But
about
if it's just old, but it's still clean and serviceable and looks good, then I wouldn't mess with it and let the new owners figure out what they want to do with it.
I mean, folks, my wife is so picky that I was looking at a house and I was like, yeah, but I'm not going to buy that house because of the way it looks and this and that, and I have to put too much money into it possibly, And then she's being so picky about our own house. It's like, babe, our place is great. I know it needs a little work here and there, but it's great. She is so picky that she's like, no, that needs to be fixed. That needs to be fixed.
The one place I would think, and this is relatively cheap, is interior wise, and I've heard mixed opinions of this. This would be my opinion. If you have like kids' rooms and things, and in kids' rooms, you'll paint them with these over the top pinks or rainbows and really theme the rooms.
Yeah, paint that.
I would paint that to something white or something.
Yeah, so kind of like that is a little balance that is neutral.
Because you pigeonhole it when it looks like a rainbow bright room. You're like, I guess we're gonna have kids in here.
You're 100% right.
Yeah,
I've been in a situation that. I mean, the house is still nice, but it has 3 or 4 different colors throughout the house.
Right.
Maybe if you don't want to paint the whole entire house, get it down to 2 colors.
Sure.
Okay.
But I mean,
that has so many colors in the house.
And to be honest, that does make a difference. When they walk in and they say, "Oh, look at this!" Like, "Oh my god,
it's going to cost me this much to do this, to do
and
that."
And especially if it's like bold stuff that typically people pinks and these
and that's usually what you find.
Well, and usually it's kids' rooms and things. I mean, you get the eccentric decorators out there. There's a whole show called "The Ugliest Houses in America." If you ever watch that, it's a great show to watch.
I need to check on that.
Oh my goodness!
So I usually make that joke about. Buy your own home, don't rent anymore, and all that kind of stuff. Because if you want to go and buy a house and you want to paint it pink, if you want to,
sure.
Well, that's okay. But if you're going to sell it, make sure that it's not pink anymore.
Paint it back. Yeah.
No, but you know what, folks? If you're in a market, okay, to buy a home, don't be afraid of what's going on in the news and this and that. Because if we start listening to what's going on up there and what the market is, you will never buy a house.
No.
Okay? So don't be afraid of that. If you need a home, you need a home. Okay? Yeah. We will take you to the whole process, and we'll get you the best deal possible always.
Well, and this goes back to that thing we say every time. Once you're in the game, you're in the game, and the world's your oyster. And even if you got in the game because you need a house now, but your interest rate's a little higher than you'd like it to be, guess what? What comes up, what goes down, what goes down comes up. It's just the world we live in.
Correct.
So you sit there a year or two at this, then who knows? Maybe that interest rate goes down 1% or 2%, and then a percentage interest rate drop could save you several $100s each month on your mortgage payment.
Correct.
And so that's the way you do it. And I was lucky. My wife and I, when we bought our home that's back in the days when it was like 4% was like the man, you get 4%, I could get 3.5%. It's like it was in that range. And so I'm literally paying, I think our mortgage is like $700 a month or something. It's really not that bad. But that's what happens. It's just it ebbs and flows. But the thing is, you're still building equity. You're always putting regardless.
It's yours.
Yes, your mortgage is a little higher and the interest rate's a little higher, but still, a portion of that payment is going back into you every month. And the more you build equity, when that interest rate comes down, then you can refi or say, you know what, I've got enough equity. Time to upgrade. Time to pick the house that I was really more into.
No, I get it. And that's the idea.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, folks, it's the American dream for you to own your own home. What is it? The American dream. Your house with white picket fence, with your dog and a nice job and a nice family.
Sure. Okay? And if you keep renting, waiting on when you can afford your dream home, then you're doing it the slow way.
And you know what? It doesn't have to be the forever home.
Exactly. That's what you got to build into it.
It could be your beginning home.
You got to live somewhere. Mm-hmm. You might as well live in a place that you're paying a mortgage on than a rent. Even if it's the nicest thing,
100%.
You're still investing back into what you're doing.
I remember when I was in Colorado Springs that I didn't have a home. I actually have a rented apartment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I couldn't live in an apartment forever. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's like funny when you come out of the door. Hey, how you doing, Dave? It's like you coming out of the bathroom and you say hello to your kids.
Sure. But it's more when you hear them. That's the one it's like boom, boom, boom.
I know, right?
Yeah, I remember those days.
You're like, okay, do we need to call the 911? I think they're killing each other.
What are they
there.
doing down there? Sounds like I had a 12-piece band in there.
No, but last year was a great year, best year ever.
Good.
So I just want to say thank you to all my customers and partners, the ones that actually help. And it's an amazing feeling.
Absolutely.
Because the level that I got last year is something that I've been trying for 4 years because our company is big.
Yeah.
So the levels of to acquire, the VIP, levels and stuff like that is way higher.
It's great. It's great to see the business grow. And again, this is, I think, that testament to what you guys do in your,
Yeah, we just keep growing.
Even prior to when you had Loan Depot stamp hanging on the door there,
Gotcha.
your reputation, how you treat your customers, you carry that over to Loan Depot. Now, obviously, Loan Depot, there's a reason why you went there. They were a company that kind of had the same vision you did on
yes,
that type of stuff. So
one of the reasons that I joined this company is because I can do a lot more for my customers. We talked about this before. They have more programs. You
got the weight of a big boy that can move and offer programs and things that only a major company could do. But they run their business model where where decisions and opportunities can be happened at the entry level of the business.
Correct.
Here. And so,
folks, so we have first-time home buying programs with the state of New Mexico. We have programs that if you're not a first-time home buyer, I still can help you, assist you to be able to buy a home if you're a little short in funds in the bank.
Sure.
Okay. So you don't have to be a first-time home buyer anymore. Okay. I just be able to help you. You're a first-time home buyer or you're not. It doesn't matter. It's okay.
You can benefit the both of having some equity
exactly. And I didn't have that before.
Yeah.
I mean, before it was just first-time home buyer and that's it. I want to be able to help everybody. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you're in the market for something like that and you want to buy a home and you're being itching to leave the in-laws and not live there with no more.
Absolutely.
Or the in-laws want to kick you out.
Yeah. And I know you and Loan Depot work with all like VA loans.
Everything. We do VA.
Occupational, whatever
everything.
Those things,
VA loans, FHA, conventional, USDA, you name it, we do it all.
Yeah.
If you want land and you want to do a mobile home, okay, now I even have a program that you can actually buy a home just like if you were buying a regular home.
Interesting.
And I know a dealer that would actually put the mobile home in place, put it in permanent foundation, get it all done, and you buy it just like if you were buying a regular house.
Nice.
That is big because I didn't have that before.
Yeah,
okay?
and if you're owning the land, that's where
that makes it even better.
That's where the money investment is. At the end of the day, a mobile home is you're never getting your money back on that thing. It just
you know what? When
they
you
serve a purpose of living in it.
You need to put it on permanent foundation so it'll be beneficial.
Helps. Okay.
Yeah, because the value will be there still.
But the land is where the real value is. It should sit.
Yeah, because if you think about it, if you put a trailer somewhere, okay, you can move it out.
Absolutely.
Okay, if we put it on permanent foundation, now that land became more valuable.
And those mobile homes are a lot different than they were.
Dude,
because mobile is almost more modular than mobile, if that makes sense. Because they're not really mobile.
Well, if you think about it, they have changed. They're like little castles now, dude. I mean,
I see those Clayton Homes commercials with the trailer park pride. Then you get I've seen those.
I mean, they're nice inside. Yeah. I mean, you start seeing some of that is like nicer than some houses. And if you think about
they got some like high end,
they do.
appliances and flooring and things like that. Yeah.
If you think about it, if a $350,000 home that maybe don't look that good, you could go and do a brand new home, mobile home, and put it online and everything, and it's all brand new.
Yeah.
Same price.
That'd be great if you're like you and the couple. That would be, I'm with a bunch of kids, it'd be a lot. But yeah, someone like me.
But now we can do everything. So that's the part that's awesome. It's a matter of being able to take care of everybody. That's what I like to do.
So please reach out. I just saw the times we're running short here. Again, if you need a home, then it's time for you to buy a home. If you're waiting for the perfect time to buy a home, you're going to be on the sidelines waiting forever. Let's start with a conversation. Sit down and talk with Elliot or one of his folks here, and let them. Explain your situation to them and let them show you exactly how they can turn what you're doing into a path to home ownership. We could be ready to go right now. Could be like, you know what, we're ready to start this, or it could be, hey, let's relieve this debt down, or let's do this, or let's shift.
Correct.
What's this? Sometimes you get you look at a credit report and then you see, wait a minute, what's that doing on there? That's not me, or that was old, and help you dispute that stuff to get that score up. There's a lot of different ways.
There's things that you can do.
So many different things you can do there, and nothing else. You come out of there and Elliot's like, look, I've built a budget for you. I've basically built you your blueprint. If you plug in your numbers here and follow this, I guarantee you're going to be in a situation where we can start putting you in a home. And that's the part that you will very rarely find a loan officer that's going to take that time to do that, because at the end of the day, it's all about earning that bottom dollar and making this is a for-profit business, and you are requiring more work for that person, where they could, in some people's thoughts, is thinking that I'm moving on. I can go. I could do 2 sales at making 3 times the amount in the time that I am dealing with you to make half the amount. And that's where Elliot says, you know what? No, that's not how this works. We'll take care of everybody. Yeah.
We'll take care of
everybody. And guess what? If I make this a positive buying experience for you, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, whenever that next time is for a new home, guess who you're going to come talk to? And that's what it's all about. And that's what your business model and Loan Depot's business model is. Look, we want to make you happy today, but we want to make you so happy that when it's time for you to do this again, we're the first call you make.
That's the idea.
Yep. So reach out, talk to Elliot. You can call him direct through on his cell at 719-237-4680. Again, that's 719-237-4680. Call the office here in town. They're at 204 West 2nd Street, right kind of catty corner.
Across the street from the police station.
Yeah, right there by the RPD. He's got a nicer building than they do, by the way. Or you can call the office direct, 505-445-2070. Again, 505-445-2070. And for you online folks and all that, you can go to Elliot's. He's got his own website. It's www.loandepot.com/Elliot Rodriguez. Elliot spells Elliot with 1 L and then a Z on the end of Rodriguez.
Yes, sir.
And then that's the website. So, and of course, you could probably type in loandepot.com and there's probably find a thing, and you can type Elliot Rodriguez and it'll go right to his page. And of course, you can always shoot him an email direct, very similar to the website, just Elliot Rodriguez at loandepot.com, spelled the same way as the website.
Just backwards, basically.
Yeah, just lose the WWWs.
That's
pretty much. And then go check out. And of course at Elliot's personal page, you get to hear some of his personal success stories and everything. On top of learning about all the different options available through Loan Depot.
Yes, we put all kinds of stuff in there so you guys can go and look it up yourself and take a look. I say always it's better than me telling you, what I do.
Yeah.
You could go and take a look at yourself without any, bias at all. You just see what is being, posted.
So. Well, you do your reading, and then you can come have questions. You're like, what does this mean? I don't know what that. And then Elliot and his staff will be happy to break that all down.
Yeah, the guys are very eager to go and take care of you guys. You know, they're staying busy. They're doing stuff, but we're there to take care of everybody.
Well, and that's that balance there where they're out to take care of you, but these young guys are hungry too. So I'm not saying Elliot's not hungry. What I'm saying is Elliot's seasoned. He's the bull. He's going to walk down. The story about the bull and the young buck and the walking down and running and all. Gotcha. I could tell you the punchline. He's the bull.
No, I hear you. No, but yeah, come on down and we'll take care of you. Give us a call.
Absolutely.
Hit us with an email.
Yeah.
We'll take care of you.
Yep, absolutely. Good deal. Well, Elliot, always appreciate the visit.
Always a pleasure.
I'm sure you got 37 phone calls waiting for you here on the other side of this. So we'll let you knock those out.
That is not an understatement, by the way.
I know. Relax. Elliot can now take time to handle your business here. So we appreciate you.
Happy New Year's to everybody. And, let's get it going this year. There's a lot of things that's going to happen this year that's going to be good stuff.
Absolutely. All right. 10 o'clock.
Now time for another Otis Advisory. When you need a tire change or a refrigerator moved to the second floor, who do you call? You call a man. Men are back and finally done with putting their hair up in mouse ears and going with you to the mall. Don't be asking men to tell you which sheets they think are the softest. They have no idea. And anything they say is just to make you feel better. Also, don't expect men to care if their shorts are sustainably sourced or not. It's just not a thing. Then there's the taco salad. Sure, it might be a chick magnet, but don't expect men to order one. They know better. No lab-grown meat either. No diversity on ice. And no more government-funded classes on learning to breastfeed. Unless you're Mayor Pete. Men are no longer impressed by things like Camilla's bunions, so quit asking. And if a man brings a bag of pork rinds to your birthday party, don't act surprised. Just smile and say thank you. Democrats recommend that men just worry about one thing, getting laid. Well, that's where the hand sanitizer comes in. The chance to share a squirt between friends. Hi, let me have a go at that. Hey, what's your sign? Look, we know that if it has an X in the name, it has to be for men. You know I'm right. Time to come inside, little Otis. But why, Mama? Because I said so. Stories on radio may be funnier than they appear. I'll see you at the Peace March.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925. We have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency.
Holman will oversee ICE operations in the embattled city. Meanwhile, Homeland Security has launched an investigation of the fatal shooting of an armed man by a federal agent in Minneapolis. Border Patrol Commander Greg Bavino says the incident will be thoroughly investigated.
The investigation is going to uncover all those facts, things like how many shots were fired, where were the weapons located. All those facts are going to come out in the investigation. I wasn't there wrestling that assaultive subject that was assaulting Border Patrol agents. I wasn't there wrestling him myself, so I'm not going to speculate.
The FAA now says 7 people died, 1 was seriously injured. Last evening's crash of a private jet in a snowstorm in Bangor, Maine. The aircraft went down just after takeoff. More than 6,400 flights canceled or delayed so far today. A large swath of the country is dealing with the aftermath of that monster winter storm. Now that bitter cold has taken hold, rescue missions and other shelters have opened their doors even wider to those on the streets. Morgan McLucky is with the Orange Tent Project in Chicago.
Shelters and warming centers aren't like a one-size-fits-all solution. Obviously, if you go to a shelter or warming center, you can't bring all your belongings with you. Also, the shelters and warming centers are so far and few between in the city unless you have like a phone where you can Google Maps how to get there, or unless you have a bus card to even get there in general.
Israel says remains of the final hostage in Gaza have been recovered. That clears the way for implementation of the next phase of the Gaza ceasefire deal. Wall Street, the Dow up 181 points. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
At least 15 people are dead after a passenger ferry sank in the waters off the Philippines. More than 300 rescued, although search operations continue for dozens of missing passengers.
The ferry left the southwestern tip of Mindanao Island on Sunday night. In the early hours of Monday morning, it issued a distress signal just off the coast of Baluk, a small island in Basilan province. Videos on social media show survivors shouting for help in the dark and being lifted to safety by the Coast Guard. Many have been taken to small local hospitals, which, according to staff, are becoming overwhelmed.
The BBC's Nick Marsh. European Union regulators have opened a formal investigation into the social media platform X after its AI chatbot, Grok, started producing non-consensual, sexualized, deep fake images. The scrutiny from Brussels comes after Grok sparked backlash by using AI to undress people. Townhall.com. A South Korean major leaguer's return to the U.S. was delayed just a bit by missing documentation.
San Francisco Giants outfielder Jung-Hoo Lee was briefly stopped at Los Angeles International Airport when arriving from his home in Korea ahead of the start of spring training next month because of missing paperwork. Lee did not have the proper documents to get through customs, but the issue was sorted out and he is now in the U.S., according to a person with knowledge of the situation. The 27-year-old Lee signed a 6-year, $113 million contract with the Giants in December 2023. I'm Gethin Coolbaugh.
The stage is set for the big game. The Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots will be facing off in Super Bowl 60, taking place at Levi Stadium, Santa Clara, California, next month. This will be a rematch of the 2015 Super Bowl. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
Feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm, I'm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The tabloid said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Crazy viernes.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday. Hey, double digits now. We're up to 10.
Ooh, and if you look outside, yeah, it still looks pretty dreary.
Uh-huh.
There's hints of blue.
Ooh.
The Sean Small story. Hints of blue peeking through the gray.
Yeah. It pairs well with the Neil Diamond tribute story, or what's that one? Something in blue and gray. I don't know what.
Song Sung Blue?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
It's like some words together, 3 of them. I don't remember what they are. But yeah, we're up to 10 now. It's like, oh, double digits. So,
dang.
This is a little light snow out there. I don't know.
I can let you know that Oklahoma got hit maybe even worse than we did.
Yeah, they got ice, didn't they?
It was ice pretty much everywhere. They said 35 was like completely shut down.
Wow.
My mom said we had a heat wave. She said the sun came out for a few minutes and got up to 12.
Ooh.
Like, where were you guys at? She's like, 8? Dang.
So did she weather the storm okay?
Everybody seemed to get through. I guess my brother's kids, who are usually with my mom, went to his apartment for heat because he has heat and she has the electric heater. So, yeah, she and Brian were okay.
Okay.
And Penny and the kids and everybody, they were good. It's just the problem with my sister and her kids is they're all like adults.
Right.
Or let me rephrase that. They're all adults, so they think they know.
Right.
But they're like 18, 19, and they don't know. But having all that angst and all that attitude trapped in the house, with limited supplies and stuff, it was quite the weekend.
It was
but they made it through.
A fortitude of keeping one's mental capacities in check.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Yeah, that's like, it's kind of like the holidays sometimes, especially, like the Thanksgiving. It's like, all right, we've been all day here together. It's time to do your own thing for a minute now.
I saw a meme or a short video. It was like, this person was like, there's ice everywhere. Roads are closed. He goes, oh God, no. He goes, you won't be able to go to work or school or anything. Oh God, no. It's like you live alone. You're going to be stuck all by yourself all weekend. He goes, oh God, no. I'm not going to lie. It was kind of nice not having, like at one point yesterday, I'm like, I have nowhere to be. I got nothing to do. I'm not going to let anybody down by not being or doing it anywhere or anything.
Right.
I'm going to sit here and watch a Royal Rumble from 6 years ago.
Right.
That's what I'm going to do. Gearing up for the Royal Rumble for this year is this coming weekend. So.
Okay. Yeah, I as far as my television watching goes, we watched we kind of I don't know, but we started watching a show on. We haven't watched Pluribus yet.
Okay.
But there was a show we got into that we watched most of the season. It was called Platonic.
Okay.
And it's a show executive produced by Seth Rogen and his partner.
So you went to Apple search and typed in PL, and Platonic came up. And you're like, well, this looks interesting.
Well, I was literally just going through, and I'm like trying to find stuff that Kim would be in. And it's a basically Rose Byrne. So basically, the Neighbors cast with Seth and Rose Byrne paired up, and they do this. It's 2 seasons, and it's where they're friends, old friends, and then they were separated. Now they're back, kind of as friends again, and they're kind of going through their other lives. One's Rose's character's like married, and it's kind of where Seth's more of this party type, and so that's basically. We watched like 6 or 7 episodes of it.
Well, it started in 23, so I guess it's its second season?
Yeah, it's got 2 seasons out. I'd never heard of it till 2 days ago.
Former childhood best friends reconnect as adults and try to get past the rift that led to their falling out. Oh. Looks.
It's all right. It's kind of funny, kind of a lot of drama.
Yeah.
But it's all right. It's good to watch during this.
Trying to see who the director or producer is, because
it's Seth and Evan Goldberg, I guess.
Okay.
The guy does all his. They do a lot of stuff together. Yeah.
He's been doing a lot more of the sentimental stuff. Well, I think he did that movie with Streisand a few years ago, and I think that sort of like put him on that path.
And there's actually another show on Apple Plus with Seth Rogen that's pretty good. And it's he's basically the president of a movie studio.
Oh, is it that Bad Monkey or?
No. It's what's it called? But it got nominated for some Golden Globes or something here. But yeah, it's trying to think who else is in that. But he's the main dude, and he's the president of the movie studio, Continental Movie Studio, and so it's about picking the movies and the Kool-Aid Man movie.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah.
It's pretty funny. There's 1 season of it on Apple Plus.
Let's see,
it's pretty good. I think Evan Goldberg's in that one too. I think it's both of them together again doing the. I think it's they're writing, directing, producing, whatever it is.
The studio.
The studio. That's what it's called.
I think they're in their second season now too, or.
Well, there's 1 season on Apple Plus, and I'm pretty sure based off the reviews and the awards, and it's going to get a second season. So. Pretty good. If you like Seth Rogen style comedy, which is actually matured.
Exactly. It's hit or miss for me.
Yeah, it's not stoner comedy as much anymore. Now it's relationship comedy. He doesn't do as much of the laugh that he does. I noticed not as much of that in this stuff.
Well, I watched sort of a deep dive into his friendship with James Franco, and sort of like where it started and like how it just sort of like rifted and broke apart.
Yeah.
And basically the story that he tells in This Is the End, like with him and his friend, they're kind of drifting apart and then just not being, that's sort of the story of him and James Franco.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, well, after a lot of Franco's controversy started coming out and things about him with underage women and things like that, Seth started to kind of distance himself from Franco.
Sure.
Franco picked up on that, and it's sort of just kind of like
hey,
the rift built from there.
My true friends know I didn't do any of this, and so he probably felt slighted by Seth, saying you don't believe me in my. Which I don't know. Is most of his stuff been debunked now, or is it?
There's still a lot of.
I have no idea.
Still a lot of stuff out there that
is
stuff that's come out from him on set with other with actresses and things like that. And
okay.
Yeah, different things that happened on set. It seems.
Is his brother better shape that way?
Dave? Yeah, Dave.
Yeah.
Dave's doing fine.
Okay.
Dave Franco, which is weird because Dave Franco always picks up the roles that are like the creepy guy. Like he plays that role so well.
Yeah.
The first time I ever saw him in anything really was in the 9th season of Scrubs.
Okay.
He's one of the interns for that season.
Well, see, I think of him now as kind of the other guy. Like, of course, he was in those Now You See Me movies.
Yeah.
And so he's always like part of the 4, but you're like, oh yeah, he's that other guy in the 4. You know what I mean? It's like we got Woody Harrelson, we got and then Franco,
Franco kid,
brother guy.
It probably depends on what you've seen him in, because like everything I've ever seen him in is just that snarky kind of better than you jock.
And what
character.
TV show was I watching that he played?
He does cool a lot better than James Franco did.
You know what? It was The Studio. I was watching The Studio.
Okay.
He's in that as a. I'm trying to think if he plays himself. I think he plays himself in it.
Really?
And he's kind of an over the top with the they have some kind of weed party, shroom party, and it gets out of hand.
It's always interesting when an actor says they're playing an over the top version of themselves. I'm like, are you though? Are you really playing an over the top version? I think this is just you.
Yeah.
I think this is just you without like the rose colored glasses of looking at like how good a person or how cool you are.
If people didn't judge you, this is how you'd act.
Yeah, exactly.
You could get away with it.
They're like, so you'll come out, he's like, I was basically playing myself, just a meaner version. I'm like, no, so that's you.
Right.
That's you. You're just putting a filter on it.
Yeah.
Out here.
Yeah, you're just being polite the rest of the time. But yeah, it was on The Studio. I was like, I just saw him on something else. I can remember. I was like, oh yeah, it was The Studio. I saw.
Studio.
Well, there's actually a couple good. If you're waiting to get on Apple Plus, like there's that other golf show with Owen Wilson. And what's I can't remember the comedian's name. He was in the roller skating TV show on Netflix. You know what I'm talking about? The 80s, The Glow, or not roller skating, the wrestling.
Stick.
Yeah, Stick. But the guy,
I'm working on it.
Not Mark Harmon, but something like that.
Mark Maron.
Thank you. Yeah, it's him and Owen Wilson. It's pretty good. It's a good show. I enjoyed that one. I'm looking forward to season 2 of that one. And of course, that Bad Monkey show I've talked about a couple times is good on there.
Mark Maron's one of those kind of hit or miss. Like his show, I loved his show.
Yeah.
The Maron or whatever.
Yeah.
And again, that's based
Yeah, his
on
stand-up's a
his
little
life. His stand-up is kind of, you have to be in a mood.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
It's kind of like that Dennis Miller type. You're just like, whoa.
Yeah.
You're just hold on.
Slow down.
All right, let's get the hour going. We're going to replay our interview. We have Matt Bristol from Bristol Law. As always, he gives good advice when it comes to legal things. So we'll play our latest conversation with Matt here in just a few. Before we do that, we'll get you up to date on the weather. Good news, we're up to 10 now.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty cold today. We have that high pressure system over our area. We'll stay in the mid-20s for the afternoon high, and we should get sunshine. Overnight, 0 to 5 above and partly cloudy, maybe some fog. Fog in the morning on Tuesday, and then sunshine and not quite as cold. We'll make it to the mid-30s. Looks like mid-30s on Wednesday and sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 10 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 92% with winds out of the north at 8 miles per hour. For today, sunny skies. We're not going to get above freezing, 27, but the sun coming out, and it's actually coming out now. I'm seeing sun. That's good. That might start some of the melting here. But they're saying wind chill values as low as 0 today. Winds will be out of the northwest at around 5 miles per hour, later shifting to the southeast later today. Tonight, patchy freezing fog will start developing after 8 p.m., mostly cloudy. Overnight low of 2 with south winds at around 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow, patchy freezing fog till about 8 p.m. or 8 a.m., excuse me. Sunny for the day. We're getting above freezing tomorrow, 37 for a high. Winds will be out of the west at around 5 miles per hour. And clear tomorrow night, overnight low of 8. And then we'll be 36 on Wednesday. Good news is by Thursday, we're going to be in the mid-40s. So that's when we'll see a real thaw if we're not seeing much by then. All right, it is 19 minutes after 8. We're going to take a commercial break here. Then we're going to play our interview with Matt Bristol from Bristol Law. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Exciting news for Southeast New Mexico. The Advanced Heart and Vascular Center of New Mexico in Carlsbad, home to Dr. Amanda Ryan's trusted cardiology care for over 13 years, is now part of Current Clinic. That means world-class electrophysiology services right here in Southeast New Mexico. No more 3-hour drives to see a specialist. Current Clinic is bringing advanced, life-changing treatment for atrial fibrillation, AFib, and other heart rhythm disorders close to home. Early intervention for AFib can dramatically lower your risk of stroke, and our goal is to help our community understand just how important that is. You and your loved ones deserve comprehensive, cutting-edge heart care without leaving town. If you're experiencing an irregular heartbeat or AFib symptoms, expert care is now available locally. Visit currentclinic.com today to learn more and schedule your consultation. Current Clinic, easy access to comprehensive AFib care right here in Southeast New Mexico.
Attention, attention. They've done it again. For 3 years in a row, Roswell Hyundai is the #1 used car supercenter in New Mexico. Whether you're in the market for a large truck, a super high-end luxury vehicle, or an affordable car for first-time buyers, the Roswell Hyundai Used Car Supercenter has one that fits your needs and your budget. So if you're looking for the best deal on your next vehicle, head for the #1 Used Car Supercenter in southeastern New Mexico 3 years straight. Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd. When you or a loved one need medical transport, Trans-Aero answers the call. Trans-Aero Medevac operates 3 rotorcraft bases and 1 fixed-wing base in southeastern New Mexico, allowing them to respond quickly to emergencies across diverse terrains. Their fleet extends coverage deep into New Mexico and West Texas, including Artesia, Carlsbad, Roswell, Ruidoso, Midland, Lubbock, and the surrounding areas. Ready to answer the call when every second counts. Trans-Aero Medevac, proudly serving southeastern New Mexico and West Texas. Flown for free, thanks to the partnership from the City of Artesia and Trans-Aero Medevac. Life support by air.
This is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture, and I'm here to tell you watching the game from a sorry recliner is not how life should be enjoyed. You could have a power recliner with an adjustable headrest in your favorite spot right now. American built and a solid guarantee are the reasons we stand behind our recliners, and you can be confident in the service we provide. So pull your backsides from that old chair and cheer for your team in style. Come down and see us at Glenn's on the corner of Union and Alameda, where delivery is free since 1953.
Get a built-in look with a Whirlpool flush mount dishwasher that installs flush with the surrounding cabinets at Bush Appliance in Roswell. A third rack provides space for silverware and hard-to-fit utensils. Plus, this dishwasher meets ADA standards for acceptable design. Shop Whirlpool dishwashers today at Bush Appliance in Roswell. Who you gonna call? Bush Appliance. Stop by 111 West Country Club Road in Roswell or call 575-622-6390.
Artesia General Hospital presents Healthy Living Tips for the fall and winter seasons. As the days get shorter and the temperatures drop, keeping your family healthy takes a little extra planning. Start with the basics. Wash your hands often, especially after being out in public. And don't forget your flu shot. It's one of the best ways to prevent serious illness during fall and winter. Holiday gatherings are coming too. Enjoy the season without overdoing it. Choose vegetables and lean proteins first, then savor those festive treats in moderation. And with heaters running around the clock, your skin can dry out fast. Use a good moisturizer, drink lots of water, and consider adding a humidifier at home to keep everyone comfortable. Simple habits can make a big difference. These healthy living reminders are brought to you by Artesia General Hospital, ready to help take care of you and your family.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in the term life industry. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month. Level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110. Level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Termbusters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for a new or replacement term life insurance, call today for a quote. 866-520-TERM. You're probably paying more than you should. Call 866-520-TERM. Remember, 1-866-520-8376. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
A Greek-Canadian man invented the Hawaiian pizza. His name was Tex Colorado, and he was from Detroit. Here's Mike Winters.
Morning from Bristol Law Office. Matt Bristol back with us. Good morning, Matt.
Morning, Mike. How you doing?
Doing well. How was your New Year's?
It was nice and quiet. How about yours?
Quiet as well. I mean, for the most part. I mean, other than the shooting of the fireworks and all the noise, the beating of the pans. Not so many good gunshots, thank goodness. People are hopefully starting to figure that lesson out.
That's good.
What comes up must come down. Don't do that.
Yeah. Gravity works all the time.
Yes,
sure does.
But relatively quiet, other than just the normal sounds of New Year's.
Well, Troop 7 was supposed to go. The female troop was supposed to go to Camp Wahanape this past weekend. And so I contacted the ranger down there, and he's past Weed in Sacramento. And he says, "Oh yeah, they have 5 inches of snow."
Ooh, practice some winter camping.
Well, we got to thinking about it, and
it's probably not a good idea.
Well, that road up after Mayhill, the road up is really windy and steep, and it's on the north side of the slope.
Yeah.
One of the adults heard that the schools up there had closed.
I knew there were delays. I didn't know if they finally closed or not. When I got the start of the day, it was delays. I never caught the rest of it. So.
Well, we're just kind of worried about the ice and stuff.
Sure, makes sense.
So we're going to postpone it till this coming weekend.
Good deal. Well, there's nothing wrong with
being safe. Nothing wrong.
It's first things first. But,
that's right.
Yeah, and I imagine that's the big, because to be honest, scouts, this is, you camp in the conditions, and so you gotta deal with the winter type things. And I remember when I was in scouts, I slept in an igloo up when we went up to Ottawa for like their little winter fest thing.
Cool.
Yeah, we built igloos and slept in them.
Oh, awesome.
It's a cool night's sleep too.
Yeah.
Very warm, by the way. They're way warmer than people think they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, snow's actually a very good insulator.
Yeah, and so it was kind of neat. But yeah, that's scouting. So yeah, but road conditions, that always trumps the ability to camp in some bad weather.
Yeah, I don't think the snow bothered anybody. It's just the icy roads.
To be honest, kids probably look forward to it. Snow. I mean, the rain not so much, but snow, that's probably fun to camp in.
I think it'd be fun.
Yeah.
So anyway, there'll probably be some left in the shadows, I'm sure, this coming weekend.
Hopefully.
It's 20 here. It's probably 15 up there.
Yeah, and I know we're supposed to hit the 60s at some point, but it'll never see that up there. So there might be a little snow laying around.
Yeah, we'll deal with it when we get there. We're looking forward to it. The kids are looking forward to it.
They'll be prepared either way.
That's right.
Good deal. Well, for folks that are not familiar, Matt joins us each month, and really we just talk about just practical things from a legal standpoint for your home, your family, your business. Most of it preventative measures, so you don't have to hire the services of Matt Bristol later down the road.
Yes. Prevention's worth $10,000 worth of cure. That's for sure.
To be honest, you'd probably have to, I'm gonna say take a second job, but if people start doing it, you definitely you have to hunt up some clients. That's for sure.
Well, we'd make it work.
That's true.
There's always something good going on.
But last month, being the end of the year, now we're in that we always focus on that. Hey, this is the time where you kind of give the family update on what to do in the event of type thing.
Yeah, so hopefully everybody did that over the holidays, either Thanksgiving or Christmas, and taking care of business and talking to the kids about, here's the will if you need it. Mm-hmm. Safe deposit box with all valuable information, insurance, retirement accounts.
Yeah.
So hopefully everybody had that speech.
Absolutely, and it's so important. Matter of fact, we just had a recent loss in our family here, and so there was those conversations over with my wife's sister passed, and of course she has a kid in high school, about to graduate high school, another middle school. Her husband, my brother-in-law, he's a Santa Fe sheriff. And needless to say, he's now being a single dad with 2 kids. He's going to be retiring from the sheriff's department here as soon as he's physically able here. I think he's got to put in another year here. But
okay, well, I'm very sorry to hear about that.
Thank you. But yeah, but again, the plan, thank goodness there's plans in place, and the kids are, as far as financially and everything, everyone's going to be fine.
Oh, that's good.
So they can, but they can focus on the other side, the stuff. So, there's plans for the kids' school. Nothing changes them other than
that's good.
Tanner, his, because of his lifestyle, he's like, I'm just going to put in my time, retire, because he'll have enough time between Albuquerque Police and Santa Fe, and then he'll just take a job where he doesn't have to, carry a gun or do something.
Well, spend more time with the kids. That's
exactly.
good. Yeah, everybody, when the kids are babies, everybody wants to be home with the baby because babies are so cute.
Sure.
But the time to be home with the kids is junior high and high school.
Absolutely.
When they get
those real formative years when they're kind of planning their adulthood phase here.
Well, that's when the kids get in trouble. They get home after school, and that's when they have their first beer or first cigarette or whatever.
And it'll work out. Whereas the oldest, who's going to graduate high school here in May, June, she's already locked down college. She was thinking about, but so she's already set to go to UNM. She's going to stay, so she'll be in town close by.
Yeah.
Of course, she's a kid, so she's like, no, I'm not staying at home. I want to stay in the dorms, and so she's going to be not at home, but at home close enough where she can do laundry or. Well,
it's good she's going to be in the dorm on campus. The first, I think, 2 years, kids should have to stay on campus.
You learn a lot there. You learn a lot about how to deal with other people 24/7 in a communal situation, and you learn a lot about people in that.
Well, that's where everything's happening is on campus.
It's true. Plus, you're plugged in. Exactly. Yeah. With everything.
So today, we're going to talk about divorce.
All right. Happy subject.
Happy subject. Yeah. Start off the new year right. So in New Mexico, are there grounds for divorce? And if so, what would they be?
I would imagine yes, if there's infidelity on one side or another.
Actually, infidelity is a ground for divorce, although the judges never want to hear about it.
Right, but I'm going to, because just my knowledge of marriage, there's two things that generally break up a marriage: money or cheating.
Yep.
So imagine, short of kind of embezzling money or doing something criminal, maybe. I don't know.
Actually, it's incompatibility.
Okay, that is a ground for divorce.
That's a ground for
just
divorce.
Oil and water don't mix here.
We just don't get along no more.
So I was thinking bigger than that. So.
And so even though infidelity is a statutory ground for divorce, the judges don't want to hear about it. They just stick with incompatibility.
That's a lot of mess.
It's a lot of mess. So
imagine the stories and the testimony is a little more entertaining to sit through the afternoon with.
Could be.
Yeah.
So if incompatibility is a ground for divorce, does New Mexico require fault in a divorce?
Probably not.
It does not.
Yeah.
It does not. So back in the old days, back in the 40s and 50s, places like California, New York, you had to allege some kind of fault.
Okay.
So it's cruelty or infidelity.
There had to be a bad guy.
There had to be a bad guy. There had to be fault.
Okay.
And a lot of times some states even have a cooling off period where the divorce can't be finalized for years.
Gotcha. That's kind of the separation. Mm-hmm. I don't know, but I remember back in the day you couldn't just get divorced. You had to get separated, and X amount of months of separation, then you can file. I don't know if that's still true.
In some states.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maryland must have been one of those, because I remember, where I grew up, that was.
Yeah. So people didn't want to wait a year, so that's when everybody was going to Las Vegas for quickie divorces.
Gotcha.
And so New Mexico didn't want to be a divorce mecca, so they instituted a 6-month residency requirement.
Our judges are busy enough.
Yeah. But New Mexico was the first no-fault divorce state in the country, actually.
Okay. Well, we were on the cutting edge of legal precedent.
Indeed. So what does no fault mean exactly?
I think I would, in my opinion, basically neither side is contesting anything. They just say we want to break it up and call it good and split it however and go about our way. No harm, no foul.
And no.
Okay.
Because sometimes there are still people who don't want the divorce.
Okay.
But no fault divorce means a couple things. One is you don't have to allege fault.
Gotcha.
There is no bad guy.
So trying to get on the stand and prove their infidelity is moot. Doesn't matter.
Correct.
Got it.
Judge doesn't want to hear it. And I've met lots of spouses that are, very angry that their spouse cheated on them, and I don't want my kids to see the other spouse, and I want the judge to punish, my spouse for cheating on me. And it's like, I'm sorry, there's no fault stage of the proceeding. There's no point in time where the judge is going to say there's a good guy and there's a bad guy.
Sure.
But part of that no fault is that all the property's divided 50-50 without regard to fault.
Gotcha. Unless there was some kind of prenup in place.
Right. Prenup or post-up.
Yeah.
So the statute says 50-50 unless there's, it has to be in writing to the contrary.
Gotcha.
So you can't just say, well, we
decided.
Our habit was keep our finances separate. So now it's got to be in writing.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if somebody cheated, if somebody was, or your spouse ran up $20,000 of credit card debt you didn't know about, but guess what? You're liable for?
You absolutely are, yeah.
That's still split 50-50. So there's no fault divorce.
Gotcha. So that being said, if you'd have that kind of thing, maybe no fault's not your best option. If your spouse literally abused the finances and things like that, either way you're responsible for that. But I imagine, through a fault divorce, you probably have some kind of protections there to try to at least get out of some of that.
Yeah, I don't know. And so there's a slight exception in New Mexico for what are called extraordinary debts.
Gotcha.
And those can be assigned to one spouse. But those are very rare.
Okay.
And so that would probably be some kind of embezzlement, something.
Gotcha. Something criminal.
Yeah, probably bordering on that. But often we see a spouse has these credit card debt that the second spouse never knew about, and it's, gosh darn sorry, it's 50-50 on that.
That's why
debt.
both of you should check the mail from time to time. Just saying. If you have suspects of that stuff, both of you need to be checking
the credit
the
report. Look for that stuff.
Yeah, check it out. Just do a double take.
Well, and people should talk about that before they get married, but often they.
Well, I'm going to take a stab at. They're going through divorce. They're already, you know what I'm saying? That ship sailed. So do your homework.
Do your homework before the I do's, or will you marry me? Yes.
And absolutely, but and that's that's the thing that gets me is that and this is probably the lesson learned. I'm going to say most divorcees, because they go through these, like I said, there's reasons. It's either a cheating situation or a money situation, and hopefully you learn those lessons. If you do go through that nasty divorce, lesson learned the second time, that you don't pay attention to those things, especially if you unfortunately, yes, you ultimately want to trust your spouse, but if the one person's doing all the finances, that's great, as long as there's that can also lead to these situations we're talking about when divorce time comes. It's like, I didn't know about this. I didn't know she had this credit card here that had $30,000. I didn't know.
Yeah.
That doesn't absolve you from it. That's the problem.
Well, and I've seen where the husband comes home, gives the paycheck to the wife, and doesn't think twice.
Mm-hmm.
Other situations where the husband controls the money. But, no specific gender has the monopoly on good money handling,
Sure.
and that should go to the good money handler.
Absolutely. In our situation, right, my wife does all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I have access to all the accounts. I see all the stuff. I poke around and look.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as who actually, physically pays the bills, or, I would say writes a check, but, not anymore. Who clicks the button to send it to the that's my wife who does all.
Well, and early on in the marriage, people should talk more and share more and both know what's going on.
Yeah, we talk about it, but she's the actual, put the one who sends the bills, who, back in the day, put the stamp on it.
Yeah.
She handled all that, because in our, and this is what works for us, in our primary, we have a savings account,
right,
and then we each have checking accounts, but they're joint. Like, I'm the primary one, she's the primary other, but either one of us can go into either one, move money and things. I understand that doesn't work for all marriages, but that's just how Kim and I have been doing it for, 25 years now, and we seem to be doing all right. So
That's good.
Yeah.
A lot of times if people marry early in life, we see the divorce where truly they just grew apart.
Mm-hmm.
And because I think when somebody's 22 years old, I don't think they really know who they are.
Right.
And so as they grow and mature and become somebody by the age of 40, then it's like, I really don't know who I married.
Sure.
It's because they in fact just grew apart, and so, sometimes just nobody's fault.
Absolutely. Well, and when you're young, you have dreams, aspirations, hopes, and as you get older, you've either started to niche those paths or well, let's face it, life's chewed you up and you've just lost some ambition. That happens.
Yeah.
But that's also with marriage. I imagine one spouse, kind of doesn't have the aspirations of the other, and that's where they kind of drift apart and things like that. I mean, it happens all the time.
It does. Yeah. They develop different values, different life ideas, and it's kind of a shame.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's nobody's fault. So hundreds of years, started about 100 years ago in the past, especially in England. When there was a divorce, the husband would always get the children in the divorce because they were considered as property.
Gotcha.
And then in the 1900s, some psychologists came up with this theory of what they called tender years. That when a child was of tender years, they needed their mother to take care of them.
So imagine that's the toddler, baby, up to, I don't know, 5th grade maybe. I have no idea.
Yeah. So in the U.S., the wife started getting custody of the tender years children for many, many decades until everybody decided that just was a little lopsided.
Sure.
So in New Mexico, if there's children in divorce, there is no preference for either parent to get the custody of the children. Which is good because there's a lot of good dads out there.
Well, every family has a different situation, and you can't put it in a cookie cutter. Mom, by sheer statistics, mom should be the primary caregiver. It doesn't. Yeah, it don't work that way.
So time sharing with kids is typically based on people's work schedules. So you look at the work schedules and
whose life has less chaos in it to handle this.
That, or somebody works at night.
Sure.
Or maybe somebody works in the oil field. It's, 10 days on, 2 days off. And so time sharing really is split according to work schedule.
Yeah, makes sense. And I imagine that does alter over time as jobs change and lifestyles change and all that good stuff too.
Yeah, so hopefully parents adapt with that.
Of course, not too long. Then they're called adults, and that's on them to figure out what to do. After like 18 years, it's on them.
Yeah. They're out on their own. Yep.
That's true.
So I hear a lot of people are confused about what's a legal separation, because they come in and they say, well, I'm thinking about getting a divorce. My wife and I are legally separated. I'm going, you have no idea what you just said.
Yeah, that's something you hear on TV a lot.
Yeah.
Again, on TV shows and whatnot. That's a common, we're legally separated.
Yeah. Except in New Mexico, there is such a thing as a legal separate by statute.
Okay.
So what do you think that is?
I always assumed it was like that cool-off period of which you spoke earlier, where basically you must be in this 1 year period before we can say, marriage is divorced. It's dissolved.
A legal separation is pretty much like a post-nup.
Okay.
Except it's a court order.
Okay.
And it divides assets and debts. It can provide for child custody if there's children involved.
Okay.
Can't provide for child support. But it does not actually separate the people from living together.
Okay.
It just says, these assets are yours, these assets are mine.
Just delineates who's responsible for paying what bills, basically.
And it could say, and in the future, the retirement that Mike earns is his sole and separate. And the retirement that Kim earns is her sole and separate. But it's a legal separation in Mexico, simply divides assets and debts.
So it almost turns you into roommates again.
Well, but it has... It's a court order. Now, you could enter into a contract to define assets and debts. That's a post-nup.
Does that define, like, power attorney stuff or whatever? Because generally speaking, your spouse can make medical decisions for you and things like that. Does any of that change when you're under legal separation?
It shouldn't.
Okay.
Probably not directly addressed, things like that. But if, say people are getting up in years, and one spouse, and then say you got some money. I mean, you're not rich, but you got some money.
We're trying to protect assets.
And you want to protect assets.
Okay.
If one spouse goes into a nursing home,
sure,
you can do a legal separation.
Well, and everyone knows, once you get into those living assisted facilities, and the income, and when you're on the bubble, were you going to afford this or not? They, before they tap into the services, they pretty much drain your bank accounts and everything else. If you're not broke, you're going to be broke.
Exactly.
And so this kind of protects, from them taking into your, what is your spouse's nest egg for them. This is one of those tactics to protect them.
Yeah. So if Kim has to go to the nursing home, your half the assets are protected because of the legal separation. They're divided out.
Makes sense.
Sold and separate.
Makes sense.
So sometimes, like you were saying, a lot of times money is a problem in a marriage, and sometimes a quote legal separation or post-up helps fix that.
Gotcha.
Okay, so that's your money, and you do what you want with it. If you're a spendthrift, that's on you. But my retirement, that I've worked for is
so. If you got a spouse that's draining you blind, this is a way to kind of protect you from that a little bit,
right? Because the post-nup or legal separation says, and I'm not liable for your debts from now on.
Like if you watch that show, Landman, that's just been on, and when you see his wife go on, I need help, and calls Prada, whoever he called it. You got one of those situations, this might protect you.
Yeah.
Neiman Marcus, that's who she called.
Well, so when we say, and I'm not liable for my wife's future debts, that includes the nursing home, Prada, Capital One, Visa, MasterCard, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that may be one way to save the marriage is just separate the finances.
Sure. If you like each other, just oil and water when it comes to finances. And let's fix that part. Okay.
Yep.
Is that pretty common? Or is it usually most people get to that point and they're like, no, I'm divorced?
Usually they go ahead and get divorced.
Okay.
Now we do see some legal separations, but it's usually often in contemplation of a divorce.
Gotcha.
And so in a couple of years, if the divorce goes through, well, they've already divided everything, so it makes the divorce pretty easy.
Gotcha. I know, we were talking earlier, and we were talking about divorces and how things were done. And my understanding, and maybe that's just a misunderstanding, is I felt like divorce was a thing that really the 60s and prior to that, divorce was very in the dark, very quiet, because it was a social status. If she's divorced, hey, and that was a black mark, on their.
Yeah.
So am I just naive that no, divorces went on very common prior to the 60s and things like that? We just didn't talk about it. I mean, I know. Just in your legal history, and obviously you weren't practicing law in the 20s and 30s either, but just curious, no, that's a myth. People were getting divorced all the time.
Yeah, I remember the Great Depression.
I was there.
Well, probably divorce was not as prevalent. I think nowadays there's close to a 50% divorce rate.
Gotcha.
So it wasn't as prevalent. I think people just kind of muddled through,
but it was enough to where there was case law and everything else.
Oh yeah. I mean, it definitely was going on.
Gotcha. Because in my head, I just felt like that was like something you never heard of back then. Like, they're getting divorced. It was just. But then again, I was like, well, maybe that's just a misunderstanding.
So back in 1994, we actually had a transsexual divorce case here in Roswell.
Okay.
I was involved in.
94, that was a while ago too.
Yeah. So I represented the husband, and he was German, and he had advertised in some singles newspaper in Europe.
Okay.
Looking for a young lady, start a family kind of thing. And so this young lady answered the ad, and so they dated around a while for whatever, and decided to get married, and she insisted on Vegas, getting married in Vegas.
Okay.
Because Nevada does not require blood tests.
Ah. Uh-oh. I can see where this is going.
And she was Swiss.
Okay.
And in Switzerland, you can't have a sex change operation without a court order.
Okay.
And sure enough, she had previously been a he and undergone the operation to become a female.
Okay.
But that kind of queers the whole having kids thing.
Yeah.
So the question is was there in 1994 can two men be married? And is that so? Guess what? There's case law on that.
Okay.
Back to the 40s.
Interesting.
Yeah. Back to the 40s of, somebody had the operation and married, and then the husband found out, like, well, what are you got to let that out?
Yeah.
While we were dating. And so yeah, there were divorces going on back in the 40s.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I figured they existed, but I just figured they were, we do not speak of that. It is in the...
There's a big social stigma with divorce, yeah. So it wasn't as common. Look, Spencer Tracy.
Sure. But I guess I just kind of figured that in and of itself was a deterrent, where now, like when the 60s hit, when you were seeing the, women's liberation movement, the whole, just the evolving of people's shift in what's considered... moral in this world. You see those numbers. I grew up my whole life, I was born in the early 70s, so I've kind of my whole life's been in this style. So
well, the King of England, abdicated, or Prince abdicated the throne because he wanted to marry a divorcee.
Yeah.
So it was a huge stigma.
Yeah, and even that was in the window of the
1930s.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So that would be in that same window there too. We only got about 5 more minutes here before we better wrap up here.
So of course, we don't advocate people get divorced, but if you're going through that, folks, please leave the kids out of it. Do not involve the kids. Don't talk about the divorce in front of the kids. Don't try to alienate the children. That's just really bad.
Yeah, it never, put it this way. That's the recipe for having fractured relationships, it's one thing if you and the spouse don't get along, but when you use the kids as leverage against these, it never ends well. At best, you're going to have the kids very isolated or mad from one of the parents. At most, it's going to be both of them. And these kids end up having some other issues because of that.
Well, when you badmouth your spouse, guess what? That kid is half spouse.
Yeah.
Of the other spouse.
They look at you both equally in their eyes that way.
So they're hearing the badmouth them, and it backfires, folks. So let's just play
I
nice.
know from a kid brain, depending on the age of the children, there's going to be which one's nicer to me, which one's that's the one I want to go to. Then
some kids will play it off.
Absolutely,
some will.
But as parents, you got to, there's enough turmoil going on. You got to take the high road when it comes to your kids and all that. And because at the end of the day, that's the legacy. That's your grandchildren. That's what you and you're putting out in the world there, and you got to provide that best foundation, regardless if you couldn't. Regardless if you could work it out with your spouse or not, doesn't matter. You got to. This is that thing when they talked about when you have kids, it doesn't end. This ain't a puppy. This ain't. This isn't. This is something that's gonna be a part of you the rest of your life. Hopefully. Yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah, but not if you're bitter and ugly about the divorce.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that kind of goes down.
Yeah.
So in ancient Rome. They built a lot of in the interior buildings also were marble. I mean, the outsides were too.
Sure.
But a lot of the interiors were marbles because it was cheaper than wood.
Yeah, so wood wasn't as plentiful there as it is on other places.
So sometimes the sellers of the marble would use wax. They'd wax the marble to hide imperfections.
Okay.
And the Latin word for wax is cero.
Okay.
C-E-R-O. So but if you were shopping and you got the real deal, then you were buying the marble without the wax that was hiding the imperfections, right?
Gotcha.
So the Latin and the Spanish word for without is sin, S-I-N. So if you were getting the real deal without the wax, you were getting the sincero, sincere deal.
All right. So I was trying to think of how they were putting together. I'm like, okay, I'm starting to see it. But and then you're like, sincere.
Sincere, the real deal. And so we're using that same word 2,000 years later. It's just amazing to me.
Yeah, sincerely, we are.
Yes, sincerely amazed.
Very good. Now, if you may not listen to all of Matt's advice, Or life happens, and of course, you are in need of legal services when it comes to family law or business law, anything like that. Don't hesitate to reach out to Bristol Law Office and let them tell you, yeah, you're going to need a lawyer, you're going to need this, or no, you just got to fill out a few forms at the clerk's office and you're good to go. But let Matt and his team sit down with you and talk about what to do next.
Yeah, it's cheaper to do it the right way and at the beginning than try to fix something that's broken.
Absolutely.
So bristoloffice.net and give us a ring.
Absolutely.
625-5284. And Mike, thanks for having me today.
Anytime. Appreciate our talks each and every month, and stay warm next weekend when you're out winter camping up at Wahenipe. Hopefully it'll be a little nicer than this past weekend up there.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well, you're up in the mountain there. It's going to be, cell phones don't work mostly.
Yep.
And it's truly getting away.
It is.
And you don't realize how much you need it until you have it, and then go back to the real world, and you're like, oh, I want to go back up in the mountain. So quiet up there. I didn't care about any of this stuff.
Yeah, it's a great camp.
Hey, Eagles fans are having a rough week. Go up to the mountains. Won't care about the Eagles.
There you go.
I'm not that I want to give advice to Eagles fans. You people make bad choices. But anyway.
Well, they're from Philly. So.
What are you going to do? But thank you, Matt. As always, appreciate it. And we'll see you next month.
All right. Have a good week.
You do this. Thank you, Matt. As always, appreciate it. And we'll see you next month.
All right. Have a good week.
You do this.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. Tough but fair is how President Trump describes Tom Homan. That's why the president says he's sending the border czar to Minneapolis. Homan will oversee ICE operations in the city. Meanwhile, Homeland Security is launching an investigation into the fatal shooting of an armed man by a federal agent in Minneapolis. Border Patrol Commander Greg Bavino says the incident will be thoroughly investigated. The FAA now says 7 people died and 1 was seriously injured. Last night's crash of a private jet in a snowstorm in Bangor, Maine. The aircraft went down just after takeoff. More than 6,400 flights canceled or delayed so far today. A large swath of the country deals with the aftermath of that huge snowstorm. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 160 points. The Nasdaq ahead 139. More details at srnnews.com.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Leaders of last Sunday's Minnesota church invasion had ties to the Minneapolis Democratic Party power structure. We're now learning this. Both of the head hooligans in Sunday's St. Paul church invasion are connected to the Minneapolis St. Paul political power structure. One is a prominent Black Lives Matter activist, a member of the St. Paul School Board, proudly claiming the gang was imitating Jesus when it stormed the church to harass the congregation. The other attorney is a past president of the Minneapolis NAACP chapter, former mayoral candidate claiming the goons were doing the Lord's work because it's unconscionable and unacceptable for an ICE overseer to dare preach the word of God.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
All right, know what Pure Talk's favorite holiday is? President's Day, because they believe wireless service should only cost you a couple of presidents, just a Jackson and a Lincoln to be exact, and for $25 a month with Pure Talk, you can get unlimited talk and text, plenty of data. Compare that to their competitors. Now, the big carriers would rather celebrate Benjamin Franklin Day so they can charge your family hundreds and hundreds every month. And by the way, he wasn't even a president. Pure Talk is a veteran-owned company that supports veterans' causes. They invest in the U.S. They have a U.S. customer service team. When you call, you're talking to someone right here at home. And Pure Talk, they use the same cell towers, same 5G network. You get the same service without the inflated price. $25 a month, unlimited talk and text and plenty of data. No contract, no cancellation fee. Just dial pound 250, say the keyword save now. You save an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250, keyword save now. Make the switch to Pure Talk.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Had a lot of games, basketball games canceled over the weekend, so this seems like a good time to tell you about all of the all-state football selections that Roswell High had. Roswell had 15 selections in total, only lost by a point to Artesia in the state championship game. First team for the Coyotes, Danny Chavez Gonzalez, offensive line. Luis Rodriguez, only a sophomore, running back. David Gaumans, defensive end. Cannon Ramage, inside linebacker. Joaquin Boyanos, outside linebacker. Nick Anaya, defensive secondary. Second team selections, Clayton Kennard, offensive line. Luke Lynn at quarterback. Isaac Gonzalez, slot receiver. Noah Estrada, tight ends. Daniel Borrego, defensive line. And Jonathan Ellis, inside linebacker. Honorable mention, Emmanuel Sanchez, offensive line. Colby Sanchez, wide receiver. And Nate Lujan, running back. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty cold today. We have that high pressure system over our area. We'll stay in the mid-20s for the afternoon high, and we should get sunshine. Overnight, 0 to 5 above and partly cloudy, maybe some fog. Fog in the morning on Tuesday, and then sunshine and not quite as cold. We'll make it to the mid-30s. Looks like mid-30s on Wednesday and sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.